Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the Manchester United Manchester City podcast, where we talk all things in regards to both Manchester clubs. Apologies on the lateness, people. It's fully on me, not Veta. We're sorting some stuff out, but lateness is greatness. Word to Matisse. Lateness is greatness. It's really not, but it sounds fire. And both Manchester United and Manchester City extremely busy in the transfer window. When I say extremely busy, just rumors. Never mind actually concrete things going. Actually, both busy in regards to transfers and transfer rumors as well. You know, the rumor mill is going to go crazy. So Manchester United, biggest news that came out today or yesterday technically now is about Bruno Fernandes will be staying at Manchester United Football Club. The Embremo news broke as well, with Embremo preferring a move to Manchester United, rejecting Arsenal, rejecting Tottenham Hotspur, and rejecting Newcastle United as well. And on top of that, Jadon Sancho will be returning to Old Trafford as well. Chelsea and Jadon Sancho could not negotiate a deal, so that fell through. So Chelsea will pay United a £5 million fee, and Sancho will return. But all the rumors are saying that Sancho will be on his way out this summer onto Manchester City. We've been very, very busy, it seems. Reijnders from AC Milan. I don't know, is it Reijnders or Reijnders? I'm not sure which way it is to pronounce it, but he is close to joining Manchester City, according to reports. They've also been linked with Livramento, been linked with Aït-Nouri, also linked as well with Ryan Cherky as well. So plenty to discuss, people. Before I bring Veta on, make sure when you enter the city of sarcasm, people, as soon as you enter the city, all I need you to do is pay the tax. Hit the like button on the video. That is it, people. Hit the like button on the video, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back after the live. Make sure you share this out across all the socials as well. All social media apps you're active on, share it out across all the socials. And that's me, Flawless, at Sarcasm City TV, at Sarcasm City TV. And that's me, Flawless, on Twitter and Instagram. So retweet and like on X, share from the Instagram. And just as important, make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Hit the notification bell. And without further ado, let me introduce, man, one of my favorite people to actually a live stream with, because hilarious done, very, very intelligent troll. And, just an overall, great individual. I like Veta Games is in the building. Yes, Veta, what are you saying?
Yo, listen. It's already been a week. Flawless, let me say, you look surprisingly well. That color suits you nicely, my friend. Way to rep that blue. Things are different. Listen, things are different. Those of you that have not tuned into the YouTube channel, you're listening to this on the listening platforms. Stop. Not right now. Don't stop just yet. But stop just consuming this content with your ears. You need to tune in and see this on YouTube. You need to be in the comments. Remind Flawless on all his takes that he's getting wrong. Hit me up in the comments and be like, Vader, you got him again. You're on point. Find us on YouTube. Be a part of the show. Things are different this year. Like my club that spent $200 million in the January transfer window. Like my club that looked to be making moves right now. Your man Vader Games is doing the same thing. Tune in to Sarcasm City TV. Subscribe. Tune in to Vader Games TV. Subscribe, because it's different out here.
Vader Games.
You know what it is. The visual's always been crispy. Now we got audio with it. Y'all,
That's a cold drop.
Y'all saying play that back?
The drop.
Y'all,
the drop was cold. Yeah, run that back.
Hit the like, support the channel, and we'll run it back. Let Flawless know in the comments that you want it ran back. This is what we're doing right now. Listen, I'm amped up. It was a humble season. But if I can see United fans all giddy and happy, why can't I be? Giddy?
You should be. 100%.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm seeing it. Wallace, I remember. I'm not gonna forget the lessons of last season. Certain YouTube content creators, I'm a chill. The United ones, I'm a chill. I'm not gonna take everything the way I did last year. But y'all are giddy. Y'all see a couple signings. What? I'm gonna be giddy too. Better games will be giddy too. You know what I'm saying?
You should be with the signings you are making.
like
Are
we
you even
should,
linked to it? Say that again.
like we should be.
Yeah, I'm happy about signing, but the problem with us is that you have Pep, we have Amorim, our outgoings, and actually I don't know who's actually has anyone left officially.
Nah,
See, nobody's
not yet.
officially left, no. But it's
Not yet.
saying that obviously outside of Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan's gone as well. But yeah, see, like you lot didn't keep the people. Kevin De Bruyne was your captain, right? Was he the captain?
Yeah, he was captain, co-captain.
See, that's the difference between the two. You got rid of your captain when you shouldn't. We kept ours. That's where the issue lies. We'll get to that conversation.
Ooh, yeah, we will. But listen. Things are nice. Things are nice over here. The weather. Y'all deal with Celsius as well, right? The weather out here was like 29, 28 degrees Celsius. Everything.
Was it cold or was it hot? That's all we want to know, man. Was it cold or was it hot?
No. It's t-shirt. It's almost sundress weather for the ladies out there. That's when the seasons change. When the sundresses start coming out, it's almost nice like that. But listen, doing things. I got to do things in the background. I know. I'm not putting out enough content on my channel. I'm reminded all the time. I make sure, even though I'm not doing that, I'm featured. All right, y'all can catch me over here, Sarcasm City TV. I'm featured. I'm getting my features in. The channel's going to be back, and just like the drop that you got earlier, the channel's going to be back with a few specials. I'm never stagnant. All right, we never stand still. Always looking to improve. So Vader Games, Flawless, and you know what? Flawless tends to have these. Not with me, but I see how he's repping on other channels. So my man's been working. So he's got a drop on his own that I'm gonna hopefully get when I get him featured over at my channel.
Yeah, of course, man.
Victory.
Yeah, fire. You already know, man. You already know. Anything I can help with in regards to your channel, just message me and it's sorted. No problem whatsoever.
Absolutely.
I'm liking this energy. It's about time, that we see this energy. But it's good to see in regards to the hypeness in the football club. Because your football club is me. I can separate my dislike from your football club and respect what's going on.
Oh, yeah.
Next season, as much as I'm going to hate who's in the title race, I think it's going to be a very, very good one. We're going to see what Pep is made of. We're going to see what City are made of. We're going to see what Slot's made of. We're going to see what the Liverpool lot are made of as well. So Reijnders will get to that as well. Let me check this. So this is the Reijnders stuff. And to my nephew, they've been linked with Nori heavy. They have Manchester City. So
nephew. Nephew. You heard?
Yeah, like City are doing. City, you know what? Hey, it might be City. It might be City's time.
Easy.
Hey, you got the GOAT. Don't do that. You got the GOAT.
Easy.
That can't be touched. You got the GOAT. You can walk on water. Feed 1,000 with a loaf of bread.
No. We've seen them. My manager was touched up with some understandable.
Yeah, but that happens. Yeah. Everyone, even Floyd Mayweather got hit. It happens.
Let me wait until the kits are being held by these players that were in the process of acquiring.
Because things can change, like incomings and outgoings can switch. But I'm saying currently how you're moving, City. I'm looking at City going.
No, I don't want that. No, Flawless. I don't want that.
Oh, you don't want that.
No. I don't want that. You're doing that too early. You're doing it too early. Stop it.
You have the GOAT.
No, we've been having the GOAT. We've been having him. Okay.
And I've got the GOAT every time. I've been right more often than not.
Okay, but not enough has happened with regards to the transfer window for you to be like.
We're talking hypothetical though. I'm talking about if these deals.
Yeah, you're doing it too early. Is all I'm saying.
So we're talking about Nori, Reijnders, Livramento, Cherky. I'm talking about if those four go through.
Yeah.
Now, if they don't, that's a whole different conversation. Same way with Liverpool. Wirtz will go through. They've been linked to Kirkes if that goes through. The striker, whoever they sign. So it's going to be there or thereabout. But the big difference maker where you have the quality over them is in the dugout.
You know what? The moves that I'm seeing from Liverpool instantly after winning, right?
Yeah,
they won the Prem, right? After winning the Prem, after being questioned by the likes of you and others, like they don't show intent. Yeah. They're about to record signing.
Do you believe they're showing intent in this window?
See, I like how you phrase that. I believe they've been showing intent prior to this window, but especially in this window.
Okay,
because
so you agree that this window is so far here, like the Liverpool window.
This window is like when they did what they did with Van Dijk. This is like they've identified that talent.
Like that. Okay.
You know what I mean? They've identified that
That's-
talent. They're like, we're in it. And again, this is why I'm not as critical as you. Flawless. Hey, it's no problem. You do what you got to do. But they had this, or they showed this intent. They obviously didn't pull the trigger on it with Caicedo a couple seasons ago.
They did,
right?
They did.
So that's why I've been a little more like, yeah, I see the intent that Liverpool have been showing over the seasons. You know what I mean? So if they got Verts, player of the league, player of the season in that league 2 years in a row.
Absolutely.
2 years in a row. That
That's a quality. But like I say, you have the GOAT in charge. So therefore, difference maker.
I appreciate that.
Are you telling me you don't? You tell me he's the GOAT and no one even sits at the table with him. You say even great managers before him. Or great managers before him don't even sit at the table.
No. I don't quite do that. I actually don't like the era. I recognize different eras. I recognize
different eras, but I'm saying that like managers of yesteryear, you think he sits by a table by himself, right?
Yeah, but I also think managers of yesteryears sit at certain tables by themselves as well. Like, who Pep learned under, that's the innovator. You know what I mean? That okay.
I'm talking about people of his era than that. That's what I can say. I think, but they all like him, Sir Alex, Don Carlo. I think they all sit at the same table. Nah. They all part of the GOAT. See, that's the difference. So then you don't think he sits. So therefore, he is the GOAT. I'm saying, and we know Slot as of right now, he's not in the room yet. He may get there.
No,
he ain't in the room yet.
He's not in the room yet.
And I expect Pep to do the business. That's going to be the biggest difference between used to right now in regards to quality is the manager. Now Slot might be the guy. Might be the guy to pick up 3 prems in 5 years.
But here's the equalizer right now, because I can't ignore Flawless. You can't ignore the departure of a KDB. Listen, this KDB's one in a generation. The way he was able to play, the way he was able to bring everybody involved, the way he was able to elevate players that many crap on, that many say are garbage, are useless, right? We saw how he was able to raise the levels of a Gabriel Jesus, raise the levels of a Raheem Sterling. You know what I mean?
That is true.
So when we lose that, and we're expected to still turn out the same goals and the same creation, that's where it's like, I've got to compete against. And I keep getting told this.
Stop it! It's just Liverpool. Stop it.
No, but I'm told that Mo Salah is Ballon d'Or winner. I'm told.
Ballon d'Or, don't get misunderstood. Yeah, like Salah's up. Like they're cold. Like you're not gonna mollywop them.
But that's what I'm saying. When you got quality, flawless. When you got quality like that, when you got Salah, when you got Van Dijk, when you got Allison, when you got what they're already telling me in McAllister, when you got players like that, the spine,
they got quality over there.
And then I look at my club, and I hear it from you all the time. I don't have a winger that even can lace Salah's boots, right? Right? According to you, none of my wingers can even.
No. If you start signing these players, not wingers, but you are signing players of quality, because you mentioned there about KDB, and we're gonna get, if Reijnders is as good as people say they are, you lot have a quality player. Man, everyone I talk to, I don't know personally a lot about him. Everyone I talk to about him, content creators, the chat say he is him. Kaneki called him Rodri, a mobile Rodri. That's what
you know what? Kaneki sometimes, often gets it right with his takes, and I think he's gotten this one right. Not everything,
not everything, but more often not. Yes, Rodri with legs, he called him.
Now.
So we saying Rodri, mobile Rodri, and Mamouche in the 10. There isn't a better midfield in the league than that. So you telling me Verts, Gravenberch, and McAllister is better than that? If Reijnders is what we believe he is supposed to be.
Hey, the reason why is I need to see my fitness from Rodri. I need to see the original. I know I got Rodri with legs coming into the club. Hopefully that deal gets all done. But my current Rodri, the Ballon d'Or winner, you know what I mean? The player that we weren't able to see, the player that's been reminding the rivals Arsenal of the mentality. We got that man back, but I need to see how fit he is. I need to see whether he can still run up and down. I know he can read the game. I know Rodri's going to be able to read the game and anticipate everything. I know that. but whether he can still run. But I like the rumored signings right now, because this Reijnders that's rumored. You know what I mean? Like he's coming from.
Well, this is it. They're saying, understand Manchester City are close in
Woo!
on the Reijnders deal with AC Milan. Here we go soon, as clubs
like
are
that.
now in process to complete agreement and bring Reijnders to Manchester City before the FIFA Club World Cup. All done on personal terms between Reijnders and Manchester City, and that's from Fabrizio Romano. So we can talk hypothetically like it's done.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah.
Like it's done.
That's fair.
But we see your midfield is again. This is saying is if he's as good as we think he is, if Rodri is back to his normal self after the injury, we're saying hypothetically, you've got a bad boy, quality, top-notch midfield patterned. If you get Cherky, your attack is patterned. Sorry, go.
Were you aware that Reijnders was a player of Syria, midfielder of Syria?
No, I wasn't aware. I wasn't.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah. Like I said, all I'm hearing is great things. So that's midfield sorted. You get Cherky, attack, apart from your boy Jeremy, pretty much sorted.
But flawless,
sorted.
But flawless. Another thing I got to be concerned about, right? I got to be concerned because everyone's telling me that I got to be concerned because my manager is gonna take the lifeblood out of these players, turn them into robots. So maybe the beauty that everyone's kind of telling me about these players, of what Reijnders is able to do, right? What Xerxes has been able to do. Maybe coming to my club, playing under my manager, they're not going to quite have the same power. So there's some concerns. I think the advantage is Liverpool. They are league champions for a reason.
Do you believe that?
Do I believe what?
About he's going to take the powers away from these players and turn them into robots. Cherky's the main one people are mentioning, because I know what's going to happen, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. Well, actually, let me scratch that. I have my thoughts on what's going to happen, but what do you think? Because people do it, because you lot have been successful. People are now doing to Manchester City, and in particular Pep, because he's been so successful for so long, what they do to Manchester United in regards to over-exaggerating and just straight fabrication of certain things.
Okay.
Yeah, of course, man. I heard we were broke and have no pull, but that's a whole different conversation. But sorry, go on.
The concerns that rivals want to mention with regards to my club, and funny enough, it's actually some City fans that want to talk down on Pep. They think Pep's maybe aged out, maybe doesn't have it anymore, maybe he's tired, maybe he's run out of ideas, he's been figured out. Those are all been posed to me. I don't have those same concerns. Like,
I know you
know what I mean? For me, I need to see more. I'm not quick to make these decisions. One bad season does not say he's off of it, because I remember the season prior, and obviously I get killed for that because I show that same respect to other managers. Like, we've had numerous conversations with regards to Ten Hag and others. I think that Pep is going to minimize the weaknesses of these players coming in, and he's going to emphasize their strengths, but he's also going to make it for the betterment of the team. Because we know that Haaland can do a lot more, but what kind of makes sense is what Haaland's been asked to do. Now, why it didn't look great this season is because of a lot of factors in the midfield, and we're addressing those midfield concerns. The reason why we are able to just slap up Liverpool past seasons is because we had the better midfield. We had the better midfield. We didn't always have a killer striker up front, because there were years where we didn't have Aguero. We had to play false nine. We were still getting titles. You know what I mean? So I think Pep knows that he's got to go back to the drawing board. He's got to get these midfielders. Also, defensively, I like the rumors right now. Ait Nouri, I like that rumor, right? Livramento over at Newcastle. I don't know how real that one is. I don't know how that can really happen. Or maybe that's just a game to get Cabiasso to maybe fix up whether he was really serious about coming over or considering it. Because we all know, men and women in the chat, hey, things can be one thing, but once whoever you might be talking to thinks that there's another one looking for your attention, things kind of change. So maybe it's Cabiasso we're after. Maybe it's Livramento. I don't know. I'm cool with either, because I like what they happen to bring. My club did not take last season lightly. My manager is a serial winner, not by accident, not happens to stumble upon when a club's down and not looking good. My manager demands the best. And when he fell off this season, he said, you know what? I'm going to make do with the players that I have, because I believe I can still get into it. Did he believe that he could get back into winning the Prem? Probably not, but he was confident that he could right the ship. He could get things right to at least finish in Europe, which we did. My manager is not going to accept that. The last time we looked this bad, funny enough, the last time we finished third, Pep finished third. We did a madness in a transfer window. We were like Walker, Ederson, Bernardo. I think we talked about it last week. He was like, listen, these players, I know the profile of players I want. Are they all world beaters? No. Walker respected, but never like, oh, he's the best in the world. Bernardo respected, but never the best in the world. You know what I mean? So when we go out and get that, which we're doing, and we're doing it, which I love, we're doing it the FSG way. It's funny. So I was in Twitter X Spaces, and they tried to tell me that City are having an identity crisis. What? No, we're doing things the way we've been doing it. Yeah, we don't go out and always get the top-notch break bank record signings. No, that ain't us. Go back, do your homework. The way United fans want to remind me that back in the day when they were winning, they were never the top spenders. Okay, of course not. They were amongst them. We've always been amongst them, but not the top spenders, not record signings. Liverpool, y'all, maybe it's an identity reverse. You guys are going out to do a record signing. 130 is what I'm hearing. We're going to use the 130. We're going to use the 130. Liverpool, yeah. We're going to use that projected.
Sorry, go on.
So my bad. But with regards to Liverpool, it's kind of like an identity change, or maybe things are moving different because they're like, yo, we got a chance to win back to back. Because institutions, big clubs win back to back, they haven't been able to do it. So I understand that motivation for them.
Kind of like that, it's kind of like their lack of, intent in the transfer windows cost them that. But hey, we move. Sorry, go on, carry on as you were.
Lack of intent. All right, but they're making these moves right now. They're making these moves to spend 130 on on Wirtz. Yeah. They're going to be looking at Florian Wirtz to spend this money. And you know what? If you want to say that City got rejected because they were in for Wirtz, cool. But you know what I did?
Yeah, because the chat's asking about that. Are you cool with that? If you, all right, we got rejected by Wirtz, but we go get Cherky and everyone else, you're like, all right,
flawless.
Cool with that.
Flawless. Listen. You know what I enjoy.
I don't respect Liverpool whatsoever. Sorry.
No, I do respect. What tremendous.
Tell your face that, man.
Tremendous respect for Liverpool. But you know what I like? I like. You know what I like the time that we have this show, right? Because over there in the UK, it's late. All right. So grown folks speaking here, any of the youngins, make sure you're next to an adult if you have any questions. Over here, it's not quite 8 o'clock yet, but we all get it. Now, we often use the dating club analogy. Listen, flawless. Those days are behind me. Let me remind y'all. If you're on YouTube, you can see the ring on my finger. If you're listening,
you're a married man. Yeah.
Married man. And they're not just married, happily married. Now the thing,
salute to your wife, man.
The thing is, back in the day, if I happened to holler at one and the one shot me down, but I'm leaving the club with 3, what am I complaining about? I brought 2 extras for the homies. Like, this is what's happening over here. The 130 that was going to be spent on Wirtz, we're spending it on those 3 players that we mentioned at the top of the show.
So it's Reijnders,
Turkey, and Nori. That's the 130 that I'm going to be spending.
That's true. You got a point.
So, hey, I'm gonna take that quality.
Here you go, cheers.
And quantity. Large up.
We got flawless in the black Ten Hag. You are the black Ten Hag actually, but you're smart individual. You're like a smart variant of his though. If Ten Hag was smart with words, he's you. 100%.
Oh my god.
He should have got you to write his statements and his press and his answers in interviews and stuff.
Ten Hag did have communication problems. He would have done well to have me on his staff, but I'm never working for United, so it wouldn't have happened. It wouldn't. Happen. There's no ghostwriting over here. I don't care who you are. Now that he's over, where is he over? He's at Leverkusen now.
Yeah, interested. You don't want to come get any of these quality players that he left there, but we moved. Sorry, go on as you were.
Yeah, different league. You know what I mean? Different league.
Oh, different league. Yeah, that makes a world of difference. Yeah, different league. Just you know what I'm saying. There's all these quality players that he signed here. He needed a goalkeeper, and he went and signed a goalkeeper from within this league. That's the craziest part. But hey, we move. For those that don't know, he signed Flecken from Brighton.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe financially it made a lot more sense on why he didn't do it. I don't know.
Onana gonna cost a hell of a lot. Yeah.
And listen, we'll talk about United soon. I have tremendous respect for Liverpool, but I also recognize if that's a little too pricey for me, I'm gonna move on. No shame in the game. Hey, we all get rejected. Hey, I'm hearing rumors that Liverpool got rejected by this player that I'm getting from Liga. So it happened. Yeah, apparently, they approached him, and he said, "Nah, I got my eyes set on Manchester City. That style of play, that manager, that project. That's where I want to be at." So I don't fault them. I don't fault them. Those of you on the listening devices, you need to switch over to YouTube right now. All right, if you're catching this, hit the like button. If you're also watching this on a replay, be a part of the show. Be in the comments because you need to see what's happening here. Because this is going to be an interesting question that we're going to have to be posing moving forward.
Beta games.
We are going to continue to pose this question. All right. I know my name's blocking right now, but we're going to continue to pose this question because, hey, there's been players that have chosen not to go to City and haven't had the career that they were projected to have, or they could easily recognize that, oh, I made the choice to go there when I could have gone here, and I see all that was won, all that was achieved over Manchester City. Those names say a lot. Listen, Alexis Sanchez had his chance to come here. Flawless knows he went to United. We know what happened. Yeah. Kane should have been forcing that move out. Would have came over here. Treble, 4-peat. Listen, the man only won a trophy this season. Wild. And hey, Declan Rice, he's a couple more years of waiting. Yeah, you got a couple free kicks. Credit to you. Props to you. But you would have been winning. You've been winning what matters. The legacy. That's what players play for. That's what we want. Everyone gets a paycheck. Everyone gets money. But what are you remembered for? So this is what we're going to be talking about. Did Wirtz make the right decision going to Liverpool? And that deal's not even done yet.
No. They rejected the last bit. Before you continue, just hold that thought 1 second. Hey, big up to LB for the raid as well, man. Everyone who joined over from the raid, shout out to LB from the raid. Absolute real ones. Please make sure you run up the likes on the video. When you enter the City of Sarcasm, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, Sarcasm City TV. Subscribe to Vader's channel. Links underneath in the description. Vator Games TV, people. Links underneath in the description. Also on the featured channel page on the channel as well. And subscribe to the Sarcasm City TV Clips channel. That link is in the title also. Sarcasm City TV Clips. Go subscribe. Yeah, go on, Vale. Carry on.
Listen, we still need to wait until the announcement's made for Liverpool and getting this deal done. I can say this real quick.
You think there's a chance it'll happen?
Nah. Liverpool, the institution, right? The most successful club in England, right? The second largest club in England. They can't afford not to get this deal done. So it's interesting on how the power kind of shifts, right? Obviously, there's player power. Wirtz is the one sought after. Everybody wants him, so he's got player power. He can negotiate. But then there's the brand. There's Liverpool, and yeah, you can low bid a couple deals here. You're trying to get your numbers, your arrangement, but to get a deal rejected 3 times, it's not a good look. And it's also not. Again, agents remember these things. And have the conversation with the player. They're going to be reminded of Liverpool didn't want you the way they said they wanted you. When you get these deals done quickly, it appeases everybody. The agents are like, listen, they actually wanted you. They got this done quickly. There was no games. The players comes into the locker room now, into the change room, and they got mad confidence. Liverpool wanted me. They knew my value. This is what they put on the table. No trying to lowball with this couple of millions here and there. They better fix up. But we're going to see long-term on whether Wirtz made the right decision because he's going to have tremendous pressure on him. The target is not only going to be on Liverpool, the target's going to be on this guy. Record signing?
Absolutely.
Record signing. So he's going to have to hit the ground running. He's going to have to take the club further than what they did last season.
Of course.
That's where football's at right now.
That's what that's what he's being brought in to do, is to elevate them. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So he's going to elevate and he's going to elevate in a season where it's not injury plagued City. It's not you winning this league by 13, 12, whatever, 14
Oh yeah,
points.
you're not going to bounce back, man. Like I say, you got the GOAT there on the sideline, and you got quality players coming in.
We gonna make some moves. I'm happy with the moves we're trying to make.
Well, of course you are. I say you lot should win this league. If you don't, hey, it's going to be interesting because the Ryan who actually brought up a great point, which is crazy. This is like Højlund's 1 goal in 25 games. He says, question for Flawless. Do uncomfortable questions have to be added if Pep loses the title to Slot again next season? I don't think uncomfortable conversations. No, I don't think that's correct. Interesting conversations. Pep's solidified. Like Pep's status is solidified as to where he is as a manager.
I gotta take this. I'll be back.
Yeah, no stress. He's there as a manager already. Absolutely solidified. This is now just extras for him. So would it be? We look at it and go, all right. There'd be criticism leveled at him if he does lose to Slot again because he shouldn't. To be honest, the biggest difference to me between Liverpool and Manchester City is the two managers, and that's not because I don't rate Slot. Slot did very, very, very well last season. Over exceeded most people's expectations and proved how good a manager he is. But Pep is Pep. We don't put. If I sat here and said Slot is better than Pep as a manager or is on the same level or is close to, you lot would slaughter me in the chat for that. So therefore, we have to hold Pep to those standards. If I said right now, hey, I think Slot's a better manager than Pep Guardiola, or I said I think that he's level with him, or I think he's close to, you lot would absolutely butcher me. So let's hold him to that standard then. So yeah, not uncomfortable conversations, I'd say interesting conversations. Yeah, that's what it is. And yep, Flawless, every bum hits a lucky shot, to be fair. That's it. That's what I said. That was his Højlund. And I don't think Slot got lucky. I know, De Veter's trolling with that. I give him props to it. Yes, exactly the echo falls. Pep's track record is cemented. So it would just be not uncomfortable, interesting conversations. What's the Bruno comments? I think I seen him. Is that what he said? Yeah, that's Lord. Yeah. No time for Bruno. Just disgusted by what my football club did with that situation. Had a fantastic opportunity to start again, rebuild, get rid of Bruno for so many reasons and continue in that manner and move on players. Whole player is accountable for the diabolical season we had, not just him, all of them. And there was multiple great reasons as to why we should have moved on Bruno. The money was fantastic. You can then go and reinvest that in that midfield area as well. It's a no-brainer. It also puts the team on notice that poor performances are not going to be held accountable. If you get rid of the captain, a fan favorite, first, it makes everyone go, all right, Ineos are serious. Like everyone knows that they're not even their position in the team, their place at the football club is under threat. That's what it is. Shockwaves, that's what it would have done, is put the whole league on notice as well. Also, on top of that, Bruno don't even fit the system. That's the craziest part. He don't even fit the system. He's not even like he's a player. That's why Amarin trying to keep him absolutely baffles my mind. What does he do that the manager wants to keep him so much? Because the goals and assists dried up. I think he got 3 open play goals in the league. I think. He got like 5 or 6 overall. He scored a couple pens. It's like 3 to 4. Someone in the chat will let me know. Why are you keeping him? You signed Cunha, gonna sign Mbeumo, so he's not going to play in the 10, or shouldn't actually, I say, play in the 10. But knowing his manager, daft enough to play Cunha in a deeper role and put Bruno in the 10. I'll put Cunha as the 9 and put Bruno in the left 10. Like, he's just not it. We've tried the Bruno thing. It hasn't worked. 3 of the last 4 seasons have been our worst ever finishes ever. One of them, the worst ever Champions League campaign in British history. Another one, a Europa League final loss to Tottenham Hotspur, where he was horrendous. And then had the cheek to come back after the final, talking about if the club want to sell me for money, it is what it is. And then the cryptic Instagram post that he put up, talking about if you tried and failed, congratulations. Most people don't even try, or whatever rubbish he said. Basically implying he failed. And then all these people saying, oh, he rejected Al Halal for the money and blah 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 and all this nonsense. If you have no interest in going, why are you talking to them? In regards to the relationship analogies we use all the time here on Sarcasm City TV, whether it's myself, Veta, whoever. If you're happy in your relationship, why are you going on dates with other people? Make it make sense. Why are you going out with other people? Why are you entertaining the idea? He was in conversation for a couple weeks, negotiating. What are you negotiating so he doesn't even want to be here? And that's the captain, the whole team. If I'm in the team at Manchester United, I'm like, well, the captain almost left. He was negotiating with them. All right, he turned them down. Eventually, he turned them down. But you really want to be in the war zone with him? We're going to battle with him. It's just scary hours, man. Disgusting behavior. Amarim, the board, everything. Fuckeries. That's what it is. Absolute just. I'm disgusted. That's what it is. Absolutely just, yeah. Flawless. Why would the manager want to keep a player who doesn't fit the system? You know how ridiculous that sounds. That's it, man. Josu, it sounds crazy. Because even people who rate Bruno, I've seen say this. So, and you don't have to be, I'm not the most knowledgeable. I don't have a UEFA A license or UEFA B license, or I've worked in the sport at a professional level, and I can see he don't suit this system. So why keep him when you're getting 100? And you also clear his wages off the board. And he's 31 years old. And on top of that, he doesn't want to be here. That's why he was considering leaving. So if you're considering leaving, that means you have doubts of what's going on. Just disgusting. This is the word I'm just going to continue to use. Absolutely disgusting. What is... Someone be the adult in the room. Why was it in his hands to say yes or no to Al Hilal anyway? Soon as they said they was interested, we should have been like, all right, you're on your way. From when he's like, all right, I'll talk to them, gone. What are we doing? Gone. It's like your girl saying, yeah, I'm going to just chat to my man and see what's what. All right, cool. You want to talk to someone else? Cool. You can go. Like, that's what it is. Don't give him no priority. You rejected the money. Why are you talking to other clubs if you are diehard and you want to be here and you're ready to fight for next season and want to reach the highest level? And they left the decision to him. That's why I don't even blame him. I look at the manager and I look at Ineos. Why wasn't this taken out of your hands? Why were you the decision maker? Bear in mind, you was the one that and actually Bruno was the one who was actually the most forcing it through. Yeah, Manchester United tweeting, we need to fire our admin because he ain't even funny anyway. At least if we're that terrible, get your jokes off, man. Give the job to me. I'll do it for half the price he's doing it for, and I'll run some banners. You see how other Twitter accounts, official Twitter accounts, be running jokes? At least run jokes. As bad as it gets, you lot have seen me go through hell as a Manchester United fan. Have the jokes ever stopped from me? Have they ever stopped from me? I have run jokes the entire time. We got clatted 7-0. I ran jokes that week, people. Go back and check. I'm still running bants now. I might be pissed and disgusted at what it is, but you still gonna get these jokes. It's outrageous that it was in his hands, and people wanted me to back this board. And to Veta's point, like, oh, why is this not your manager for shit like this? That's why. Decision makings that I can't deal with.
No,
I'm sorry, man. We can't be brethren and not, well, me and you, and you're just casually just smoking crack on a morning. Like, no, that's a friendship ender type of thing. And that's what this manager's on with this shit. Crack.
What?
It's crack with this decision making. It is. Keeping a player that had you stressed the fuck out as well. We watched you be stressed out.
Wait. What is the manager supposed to do right now with the transfer window?
No, I'm talking about. Oh, so you missed the start of it. I was talking about the whole Bruno staying thing. That's what I'm on about.
Yeah, but the manager's not in control of that. That's Bruno's decision.
No,
not
but
to
the manager again. The fact that Bruno is in charge of it is fucking ridiculous. I don't put it out on Amorim. What I'm saying about Amorim is he wanted him to stay. He was asking him to stay. Because we know with this one thing before you go, one thing we know about this manager is when he don't like a player, the player's gone. We've seen this. We have 3 players out alone.
But
Early doors. But go on.
None of them are United captains, right?
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of finessing. There's a little politics that need to happen here. And again, hey, he's no longer your manager. He's your guy. I'm just looking to. I'm gonna look and see how it needs to play out, right?
What plays out?
The
window you're talking about.
The window or the players that you currently have. If you're trying to sell your old box TV, if you're trying to sell your mini fridge that doesn't quite keep the cold the way it used to, if you're trying to sell that lazy boy armchair that kind of has that one spring that keeps bothering your back, you're not going to mention it. You're going to say, yeah, it served me well. It's really good. This
is not it. The move was that you didn't have to say. I'm not even saying he had to fall. You didn't have to say anything. Why are you trying to convince him to stay?
Nah, he's not.
No. That's my biggest issue. Why?
He's not.
Someone
being
tell
nice.
Me no, he did. He
was being nice.
This ain't a place to be nice. We need to be ruthless. You know what I'm saying? This is not. We're not here trying to be friends. This ain't me and you talking where there's a brotherhood and we family and it's not. No, we trying to compete here. Again, notice people with Bruno. No one ever says anything about on the pitch stuff. Notice that. All the excuses for this guy or reasons as to why we should keep him is rarely on the pitch stuff. He's the captain. Captains have been left here before. Greater captains than him. Bear in mind, he's statistically our worst ever captain. That's a whole different conversation. But no,
wait.
Amorim wants him to stay. He said it himself.
No, Bruno. But that's to make the value stay high. That's to make anyone.
You know how much they was in for him? We was talking. Record breaking fee.
I get it, but those moves are player and club. He can't make them. What? The player can't move. The player can't make that move unless he agrees to do it.
No, he was out of the player, the manager, and the club. The person who was most keen on the move was the player. The club didn't want to sell him, and the manager didn't want him to go, which is absolutely batshit crazy to me. That's the part I have an issue with.
So then we got to take a step back and let's all be reasonable here. If the player wanted the move, you think the player made a decision that's better for the club than what was better for him? I don't think so. Bruno, which I've been told, a man who purposely got red cards to avoid games, doing what's best for him, what's best for his brand, what's best for him as a player. Why would he make a move or why would he make a decision that would give him generational wealth and take him out of this situation? Why would he choose what's worse for him than what would be better for him?
The thing is that the move was better for him.
So I don't think, in your opinion, but he didn't make this move.
Let me ask you your opinion. Do you think the move was better for him? You think him going Saudi was better for him or staying here with us?
It depends on what motivates him. That let me just be clear, because we've seen players not quite on the latter stage of their career.
Do you think he's gonna have a good season this season coming up?
I don't. Hey, listen. We can get into it, but I think Paul Pogba has showed us what's been wrong at Manchester United, and I don't understand Cunha. I don't understand Mbeumo making the decision to go to United. I don't understand.
I can explain that one to you. That's easy.
Wait, so how come you can explain it to those players wanting to come to United, and then you can't explain it to why Bruno would want to stay at United?
Oh, I get why Bruno wants to stay at United. I understand that. I get it. Okay. I think the reasoning is foolish, but I get why he wants to stay.
But
'Cause he has-
Cunha
'cause
and
he has-
Mbuemo's reasoning is sound, but
I get why
Bruno's
they're
is
reasoning
foolish.
why would. Where's Cunha coming from? What club did we sign Cunha from?
Yeah, he's coming from Wolves. Okay.
Okay, are we a bigger club than Wolves?
Yeah, you're okay.
Are we a bigger? Is it a bigger stage to perform on than Wolves?
Yes.
Is it more money than Wolves?
Yes.
Are we going to show more intent in the transfer window than Wolves?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
So that's why it is. And also on top of all those things, will he get more money? Is he getting more money here than he was at Wolves?
Yes, he's getting more money.
Does his profile increase being at
it
Manchester
elevates.
United?
Yeah, his profile elevates. Yeah, yeah.
And then with his profile elevating, does that then not increase his chance of getting in the Brazil squad for the World Cup?
Yeah.
So there you go. That's the reasons why.
Okay, but Flawless, this is why I love these conversations. If you're mentioning that with that player, then why does the Portuguese player not have those same reasons to remain at United? Like you want to say, why didn't you take this deal? Why didn't you leave?
No, the thing is, I think he considered the deal.
Yeah, of course, you got to consider it. Any agent.
We're moving off topic. Huh. It's not. My problem isn't him rejecting the deal. It shouldn't have been in his hands. That's my point. It shouldn't have been in his hands. I said that. You missed that at the start so fast. That's the point. My issue is towards the board and the manager. Why is he making the decision is my point. Bear in mind, he was the one who was closest to moving because he considered the move. You don't negotiate for 2 weeks if you don't want to move. And then that adds into he don't want to be here or he's considering not being here. If you're not 100% in, if you're not 100% in, you should sell the player. You're not. It's a shutdown thing. You're happily married, like you said. A girl approaches you, you're shutting that down from the jump. A woman approaches you right now. You go outside and approaches you. I'm happily married. You are not entertaining it. He entertained the conversation because he was interested. This is why he spoke to his wife about the move.
Yeah,
because that's what reports are saying he spoke. So he was interested. So as soon as that happens, move him on. I've said that. I've said that countless times about if a player doesn't want to be, even if he's right. Like I understand, for instance, why Jadon Sancho doesn't want to be here. I get that.
Yeah.
I understand why certain players, if Ahmad came out and said, I don't like what's going on, I want to leave, I would fully understand that.
Okay.
But then I'd say, don't keep him. I say this all of the time. If a player doesn't want to be at Manchester United, for whatever reason, right or wrong, whether I agree with it or disagree with it, let them go.
Okay.
And the fact that it was in his hands is an absolute travesty. That's what I'm pissed at.
But aren't most deals like that? Aren't most deals where you?
No, they're not. They're not in his hands. No, absolutely not.
No, most players at that level to have the captain armband.
It's not in your hand because you can get. If we wanted to get rid of Bruno, we could have got rid of Bruno. As soon as Al Hilal were interested, because we're talking 100+ million here, 110 million, 120 million. They're talking record. They was going to offer us whatever we wanted and give him whatever we want. He was going to be on like 700K a week over there because Saudi offers big money. That's the point that I'm making.
But it's not always about the money.
The club, no. I'm just pointing out that they were offering that. Yeah. The point that I'm making is you take it out of his hands. He should not have been even able to let the deal happen. As soon as Al Hilal said that, hey, Al Hilal, what are you offering? Hey, Bruno, we are late. And Bruno, here's the crazy part. Bruno said it himself. If the club want to sell me, I'll go. He said this.
Yeah. So let's be clear. Let's be clear. The club didn't want to sell him.
No.
Amrin
didn't want to sell him either.
Amrin, well, he's got to be careful because
Amrin didn't want to sell him.
No, I know that, but Amrin does have to be careful because because if the player doesn't leave, right?
Yeah.
You don't say I want the player to go because negotiation.
Say nothing, Vale.
But we know what nothing means.
No, we don't know what nothing. Oh, you know what you do? You give the PR answer because we've heard it many a time. You know what you say, you turn around and go, oh, that's something for the board and Bruno to deal with. I think Bruno's a good player. And that's all I'm saying on the matter.
All right, fair.
How do I know this? I've been watching football long enough to know the PR answers. This is where my issue lies. My problem isn't with Bruno. Let me just clarify this. My problem isn't with Bruno. It's not him. He was the one. not to his credit, but he was the one who almost made the deal happen. Was him
Hardball.
negotiating.
Maybe they're doing hardball. They're trying to
What?
get maybe they're trying
We
to.
were talking 120 million.
Maybe they want more. Maybe it's more.
No, it's
don't
not
know.
a more thing because he's here. We're not getting more for him now. Deal's over. It's a wrap. 120 M's
Do
for
you
a
think-
31-year-old who was on. We would have cleared 300K a week as
Don't
well
you-
in terms of wages.
Don't you think it's also you got to be careful here with how you force players out? Like,
No.
don't you have any hesitation on players wanting to come to United if you
No.
know whether they agree to it or not, they're going to be shipped out? Because most
players know that everywhere you
Right.
can be shipped out at any given moment in a football club.
but most clauses have a like players got to agree terms. Like there's terms that need to
Yeah,
be.
he would have agreed. Oh, trust me, he would have agreed those terms. 700K a week. Tell me someone who's turning that down, Vader. What we doing, man?
He wants to play for the Portuguese national team.
All right, cool. You can still
He
play for the Portuguese. So
He wants to
Ronaldo
play
still,
for the largest
wait,
club in the
hold on.
world.
Ronaldo still plays for the Portuguese national team. And he's over.
Hey, let's not use Ronaldo, a unicorn, an anomaly.
Okay,
freak
Ivan
of
Toney still
nature.
plays for Ivan Toney still. I think Ivan Toney got called up for England and he's over there. Bruno's of a higher profile in regards to name than Ivan Toney. So let's not do that. And again, we're missing the point. Him being at Manchester, because this whole thing of like
This is Al Hilal.
if you wanted to be at Manchester United that badly, and all of these things you're saying that meant that much to you, you're not negotiating.
Hey, hold on. Maybe I got this wrong. If there's any Liverpool fans in the chat, but is there not information out there of, yes, I know Salah said he wants to remain at Liverpool, but any agent,
Saudi.
any agent would do their due diligence.
I'll defend this because you have me defending Liverpool. Salah said nothing about going to Saudi Arabia. That was just said enough by people on content creator space, mainstream media, where it became a thing. It's like, you know what it's like? The whole Manchester United have no money. No one anywhere, concrete, reliable, ever said from the 4th of June, the entire, let's go the whole of this year, said Manchester United have no money in the summer. But because enough content creators said it, because it was ran on social media enough, it became a thing. That's it. Nobody nowhere said it. And I've said countless times Manchester United are rich broke. And when I say that for the new people here, Manchester United are broke in regards to the level that they are at in the juggernaut and the monster of a brand. Like if Manchester United, if our owners woke up and went to the Manchester United accounts and they had £1 million in there, guess what? Manchester United are broke. Give me £1 million, I'm rich. That's the difference. Like if Bill Gates woke up and had £10 million in his account, he's broke. Me, I'm rich for life with that 10 million.
I hear it.
And I heard all of this. United have no money. People adamantly were saying this to me. And then what happened is we signed Cunha. And then it switched. And then it was, you only have money for Cunha. Then we was in for the Delap deal. And then people were quick to laugh about us getting rejected by Delap. But then I say,
smart.
Hold
Delap
up.
was smart.
I hope, he made his move. Yeah, cool. I have no issue with that, even though I wanted him. People say, you got rejected by Delap. And I've said, okay, but I thought we was broke. How was we going to offer him money? And then we then went in for Bremo, who we couldn't sign. Remember, we had no pull people. And Bremo rejected Arsenal, and Bremo rejected Tottenham, and he rejected Newcastle United. To the point you got Newcastle United fans crashing out on TalkSport and crashing out on socials about it.
Yeah.
So where's the... And we have sold nobody. Because you know why? Manchester United, like I've said for the longest, Manchester United have money. Not City money, not Liverpool money. 9 times the 200, 300 million and north of that, but enough to spend. How did we get Cunha? Why we in for Delap? How are we getting in Bremo? But the whole point that I'm making is it was fantastic money for him that we could have signed 2 to 3 players for him. That's where I'm at. And it should have been taken out of his hands. It made sense overall for every party involved, and we fumbled it. And I'm disgusted. This is the Ten Hag situation all over again. Same way I woke up and seen that news that he signed a new deal. It's the exact same the way I felt today. Or yesterday, technically, when I seen that news with Bruno. But go on.
The window's not over yet. So maybe they'll come back to the table. Maybe.
Nah, they've gone in for they're in now for what's his face, Edison Alvarez, Al Hilal.
For real. I mean, I know I know the money's wild. But there's things in the world more important than money. All right, and you remind me all the time. You said it earlier on why Cunha, why Mbeumo would come to United, right? Those reasons. Yeah.
That's why I'm not my issue isn't
and Bruno may have just.
My issue isn't with Bruno staying though. No,
he
sorry,
flirted.
tell a lie. My issue isn't. Yeah, don't flirt. You with me? Don't flirt. The fuck,
Bruno. Okay,
let's
change the analogy. Bruno is happy in his home. He's happy with it. He's got his 4 bedrooms, 4 baths. You know what I mean? He's got the walkout basement. He's got the 3-car garage. But he wanted to see what else was out there. You got
a wandering eye, so go along. Once you got a wandering eye, go. And you're on that type of time as well. I know you well enough. You're not having that. I'm saying, if you was with someone, let's say in your younger days, you were with someone in your and she had a wandering eye, you're like, I'm Vader, I'm gone.
Yeah. I mean, listen, the
facts.
It also depends on what's the situation at the time. Is it like, listen, there's no real commitment here. This is a 2 ships passing.
You are the captain on 300K a week. That's commitment. That is a marriage and 5 kids. We in this for life.
He may have thought that the hatred from the United fan base, or maybe there was
I said, we're missing the point. It isn't at him. Stop this video because you keep gaslighting it. Like
I'm trying to figure out.
It's not about Bruno though. Is my problem.
Right.
It's the club and the manager. That's where the decision should have been taken out of his hands. I keep repeating this. It's not about him. They should have said, "Hey, Al Hilal, you're offering 120 million. We are accepting the bid," because Bruno would have left.
But isn't it? But maybe it's one of those like a bird in hand. A bird in the hand is better than 2 in the bush. Maybe they didn't want to get rid of Bruno yet until they had what was going to be the replacement captain, or what would be the player to fill that vacancy of him leaving. Maybe it's one of those.
Figured you should already be on that because we need midfielders with Bruno. Our midfield is light. With him, we still need 2 midfielders. Take him out, we need 3. And you know where you could have got 2 or 3 midfielders with if you would have got 120 million for him.
You don't think Bruno can cook with Cunha and Mbeumo? You don't think Bruno could cook with that?
I don't think Bruno could cook with anybody.
Oh my God.
In a pivot. No, he's not that player. He's a final third player. Not a very good one, but he's a final third player. We are playing him in the pivot.
Could he play in the 10, one of the 10 roles?
Ahead of who? We play 2 10s.
No.
Bremo and Cunha. So where's they playing?
So, but this is what I'm saying. One of them was probably going to need to get up to speed. One of them maybe
he'll be fine. That's why
maybe you got rotation now. You got rotation now. Maybe you got rotation now with Bruno. Maybe he loses the captain armband, right?
Lose it. Got you, man.
Got you. I think
got you.
Yes, Bruno's been poor for the club. Many players have been poor over at United. I don't understand how you are still getting these players. I really don't. But
because you know why? We're to Nuruddin. We're Man United, mate. That's why. Keep telling people we are Man United and it matters. Keep telling people this. I've told you this countless times, and now we're seeing it in 4K, and people either don't want to talk about it or silent about it. Because if I would have said the day after the Europa League final loss, hey, our first 2 signings are going to be Cunha and Mbeumo, nobody would have believed me. I wouldn't have believed that myself.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's not making any
sense.
Why
it makes sense? One, see this badge below me.
Nah, Flawless, come on now.
Okay, so here the thing is, Cunha's 26.
No, don't do the thing is, because we had a conversation a while back with regards to born and bred and whether you would leave the club on a free to go elsewhere, right? We kind of had that. Now, I want to ask you, Flawless. No, hold on. I want to ask you, Flawless.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Jez, they would have cooked me if I would have said that. If I would have said what's happened has happened.
Oh yeah, that's true. No, yeah, you would have gotten destroyed.
Beamed up, destroyed. And put it this way, I wouldn't believe. I would have destroyed a United fan if they would have said that.
Mm.
I would have told him, hey, you are. If let's say Sheik would have said that shit to me, I'd have been like, Sheik, what? I would have been on his case about that if he would have said, hey, we're gonna sign Cunha and Mbeumo. Sorry, go on. Ask the question. Go on.
Now, you're the agent, Flawless. You're
Agent
the
for who?
agent.
For who?
You're an agent for an upcoming player, a player that
Okay.
happens to play at Wolves, a player that happens to play
Yeah.
at Brentford.
Mhm.
You know that there's the likes of a Newcastle and
Mhm.
Arsenal.
Yeah.
I think even a Liverpool were in for him in Mbeumo, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
You as an agent, let's be real. Let's be honest. Let me, and I won't criticize your answer. I'll take it for what it is.
Yeah.
You as an agent, are you telling Mbeumo of those choice clubs to go to United?
No, I'm not.
So when I ask the question,
I'm not.
like, I don't understand why they're going, because
Okay,
rationally you would
I can
you would
explain
also
why.
be like,
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
because logically it doesn't make sense. That I agree with, because I can take
Okay.
out my being a Manchester United fan. You asked me, I'm an agent, so I work for
I
Mbeumo.
respect that. Yeah, I respect that.
So my perspective and MO in that situation is what's best for my client. My best for my client is not Manchester United Football Club. No, it's not. Best for my client out of them options is Newcastle United, to be honest. They're the best. That's the best option for me. However, when I say that to my client and he tells me about Manchester United growing up, because Mbeumo's 26. So he's in his
The growing up
no,
stuff.
No. Let me like from a kid up until he is teenager, older teenager, into his older teenager, early 20s. He still remembers United being successful. Actually, not that long. My maths is off. So we lost the league title in 2013.
before his late teen years, he would have
So that's what it is. And also, he would have seen plenty of great players who have played for Manchester United, who he's a fan of, and things of that nature. Nostalgia kicks in for those things. Wearing the shirt, that adds into it. Guarantee one of Mbeumo's favorite players growing up played for Manchester United. Where he was, you probably, because I'm presuming he grew up in, because he's Cameroonian.
Yeah, he's Cameroonian. Yeah.
I'm presuming in Cameroon, where he grew up, there wasn't plenty of teams to watch type of thing. Yeah. So it probably adds into that. So that is that's where it comes from. That nostalgia kicks in. We just, because as fans, we just think about it cynical. He ain't a City fan. He's not a Manchester United fan. He's just looking at it from a footballing perspective. The great icon where, and also my profile goes through the roof. That adds into it too. And you know, when my profile goes through the roof, when brand deals come up, I can say, hey, I've not got now 500k followers on Instagram. I got 3.5 million. And also on top of that, speaking of millions, we probably doubling his wages. He probably looked at that. Let's say he's on 50k at Brentford and we're offering him 200k. He's probably looking at that.
You think your salary, your wages would be that much higher than what an Arsenal and Newcastle would do?
Not Arsenal, no. Newcastle, yes. Arsenal, no. But then Arsenal, he probably looked at it when we're talking about it logically. Yeah. Where do I play? Because you're not playing ahead of Saka. You're not playing ahead of Odegaard. So I'm be going there to be playing from the left or be playing as a striker. I don't want that. Not saying Mbeumo's said that. Hypothetically, Mbeumo's going to look at that. You're bringing me here to not play my best, or worst case scenario, I'm playing second fiddle to Saka. No, because I start for most of the clubs in the Premier League. Outside of, depends who you lot get on the right. Well, you lot might get Cherky, so like depending on what's going on with you lot. But outside of like City, Arsenal, Liverpool, I start everywhere else. I've just coming off my best of the season, so like that's where it stems from.
That's fair,
and that's it. Fair. And also for those, because people always say this, he's only coming for the wages. Wages is a part of the pull. The fact that we can offer him 200k a week is a part of the pull, because not every club can offer him 200k a week, or 150 or 100. I'm not saying Arsenal for sure could. Newcastle probably in and around that ballpark as well. Also, like Sam just mentioned, bringing Manchester United back to the top adds into it too.
Oh, this is bringing it back to the top.
No, it's like Delo said this. Delo said this himself. So you telling me in our lifetime, whenever Manchester United next win the Premier League, those players and that manager is not going to be lauded? Look at Klopp at Liverpool. Look how Klopp is spoken about at Liverpool. Look how Salah and Van Dijk and Trent before he did what he did are spoken about. Players look at that. I go down not only as a god at Manchester United, but also in the Premier League. And players have egos. Because players will look at it like how managers look at it and go, you know what? I'm that good. I can turn it around. Your boy Ten Hag still thinks that he could turn it around at Manchester United.
No, flawless. I hear that, but that turn it around motivation and being lauded, being godlike. No, being godlike. The same thing. Hey, listen. Arsenal have been celibate from the Prem for a really long time. That same being recognized and loved for life, that happens over there. If someone going over there bringing them the Prem, that's the same type of love and admiration. Newcastle, who have not even gotten there, you know what I mean, like to get the first. So that motivation, I hear it. It is a strong one.
Newcastle ain't the same. Arsenal is, yes.
But Newcastle
it's not. It's if you're a quality player at Newcastle, you're not really revered in the Premier League and the Europe. Even if you win a league.
No, I hear that. But in the regards of bringing them that trophy, to bring them that trophy and to win it against an Arsenal, to win it against a United, a Liverpool, a Manchester City, like a Chelsea, that is it. It wouldn't be as, I think it would be celebrated even more than what Leicester kind of did. And again, all those players are praised.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah.
But now, that was to answer your question as to why. I
respect it. That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
I personally wouldn't tell him if I'm his agent because my motivation is best for what's my client. But I'm a United fan. Bring Mbeumo here. Him and Cunha is 210s.
Who else are you guys rumored for? What other rumors are
everybody?
Happening?
Gyökeres, Mateo.
Ridiculous.
They're the two strikers. Goalkeeper Milinkovic Savic. Midfield is quiet, which I don't like. Too quiet is the midfield area. Super quiet, and I don't like that. You got linked to Aston Pinion as well from Brighton as well.
And would you say these are club signings?
Yes, definitely club signings.
So
that's one thing I've praised Ineos for. It's one of the things that I think they do very, very well. Actually, scratch that. The only thing they do well is signings. It's the only thing they do well.
And sackings and firings of staff and all that kind of stuff. They do that really well.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah. They do that well too because they have to trim down the stuff. I'm with you on that. Yeah. But I don't really look at that as anything to do on the football pitch. That don't change on the pitch or off the pitch.
We never talked about this a while back though, but were you happy with the new stadium plans and ideas?
Not particularly, no. It's so out now. Don't tell me what my mansion gonna look like in 5 years. Hey, fix my fucking house. How about that? I got no water and no electric. Fix my house. You telling me, you showing me the plans and the blueprint on the big paper. You know what I'm saying? With what it's gonna look. Don't care. Currently right now. Words to undertake, don't care.
So greedy.
Do not care. Couldn't care less. Fix the club now.
Wow.
How about you fix the roof? Start there. Fix the roof.
It's kind of like an attraction thing now. Like you guys are known for it. I don't think
we known for everything. Where Manchester United hated, adored, never ignored.
Do you bring your own food when you go?
I don't take food. They won't let you take food in, but I don't eat there anyway. I don't eat at football grounds. Period. I've said this. Don't eat at football grounds. Any football ground. Period.
No, you can eat at some football grounds.
I don't eat at any football ground. Period. You know why? Don't. Just not even the quality. The prices. They charge you a lot.
That's true. But it goes in supporting the club. Like, you know what I mean? It goes into
the club will be all right. I paid for my ticket. You talking about here? Paid for my ticket.
Oh wow.
Yeah. To Sam who says, come on, you do know without Bruno we would have got relegated. Without Ahmad, we would have got relegated too. So what's your point?
That's true.
Without Ahmad, so let's hail Ahmad up. Because if we got that money for Ahmad, I'd be sat. If we got that money for Ahmad, I'd be sat here saying the same thing. If Al Hilal was in for Ahmad Diallo, who I think is a very, very good player, I'd be sat here saying the exact same thing. Maino, if they came in for Maino, let me clarify for you lot. Any player at the football club, if Al Hilal was like, yo, and the player was like, if you want to sell me, I'll say sell him because we have to reinvest because we've got a rebuild to do. I don't know why people don't understand these things. I don't get it. Without Bruno, we would have got relegated. So why are we close to relegation? Because he's a part of the team. He's a problem. Not the sole problem, but a problem. The same way the rest of them are problems. Hence why I want to get rid of everybody. Everybody.
You can't get rid of everybody, Flawless.
Yes, you can. And when I say everybody, I'm not saying the whole of it. Yeah, you can. You can sell 7 to 8 players. Yes, you can.
Flawless. This is
you can. Let's dispel that. That's another myth. Oh, you can't do. Yes, you can sell 7 to 8 players. There's no reason. There's no rules that you can't.
Yes, you can sell them.
Okay,
but you wouldn't have strong confidence to really have a strong season with so many changes.
Would we have a better season than last season?
Well,
would we have a better team? Okay,
would we have a better team? You were at rock bottom. That's because you were at rock bottom.
Okay, then. So the aim is to go from rock bottom to climb up the table. So if we actually sold these players,
you don't think Bruno can get back to the form that that many United fans fell in love with him?
No, because he's not going to be playing in the final third, and he's a final third player.
Why wouldn't Amarin trust him or use him up there?
Because we just signed Cunha and Bremo, and we're signing a striker. So where's he playing Vale? We play with 2 10s and a striker. Yeah. We just signed 2 10s.
But these players they can't play all 38 games.
So he's gonna be a role. But Bruno's gonna play. We know it. So when he plays, and
who do you want to take your pens? Do you not trust him on pens?
Again, what did I say? Final third player.
Yeah,
so in the final third, I have no issue with him. He's not.
So the manager's got to find a way. The manager's got to find a way to
find a way, shoehorn him in. Let's say we sign Mateta. Before someone's like, you're not going to sign Gyökeres. Mateta, Cunha, and Bremo. Okay. Where does he play? He's not a central midfielder. This is the point that I made. He don't fit what the manager is trying to do. He's not a central midfielder. He's not.
Could he?
He's not.
Could he?
There's nowhere for him. There's nowhere for him, man. I don't know why we having this conversation.
Hear me out.
Go on.
If you don't happen to get a striker, okay? Cunha at 9, Bruno at 10, and Buemo at 10.
Shocking. Because the manager don't like. The reason why, I'll explain why. Cunha's not a 9 that the manager likes. This is why Xerxes don't play. And you know who Xerxes similar to in terms of game style? Just profile and how he would play the 9? Cunha. Cunha's been brought to play the 10. Stop trying to see how we have to shoehorn him in. When you have to start shoehorning in players, that's how we don't have this conversation with Reijnders.
Depth.
We have great depth there because you have
at 10.
We get 10. Yes, at 10 is probably our best. So you have Cunha, you have Bremo, you have Xerxes, you have Meno, you have Ahmad.
So wait, who? I thought Ahmad would be playing like a wing back.
Ahmad will mostly play at wing back, yes, but like you said, potential. Ahmad's potential. Take him out. You got 4. You got 2 for each spot. You've got Xerxes, you've got Meno, you've got Bremo if he joins, and you've got Cunha. And to Samsam, I don't know why you talking about Onana and talking about all this stuff that don't matter. Get rid of everybody. I don't know what man are talking about, just straight waffling in the chat. What man going on about? Nobody has said that Onana wasn't a problem. Nobody has said the other players weren't a problem. Stop this. Because Bruno's so bad, man have to bring up other players. I literally said time after time, get rid of everybody. Why can't man understand that? No stress, Vega. Why can't man get that? Why can't people comprehend what I'm saying? It's not difficult. Get rid. We just happen to be talking about Bruno. If we start talking about Onana's awful too. I literally said earlier on this live stream, why did Ten Hag not come get his goalkeeper? What are we doing out here? They are all responsible for the diabolical season we had. Some more than others. Let me clarify this for the Bruno stance. Is he the main problem? No. Was he the main reason for it? No, I think he's a big problem, Samsung. I think he's a big problem. I don't not like him. I don't rate him as a player. There's no like or dislike. I don't dislike any player because I don't know them personally. I don't rate him. I think he's a problem in the team. I think he's a major problem. Not the sole problem, not the biggest problem, but a major problem. Especially playing as a central midfielder. So what's the point of keeping him? Is the point I continue to make. But people want to put on their capes for this guy. Cool. Same guy who just tried to leave. The same guy who said he failed. Same guy who said, hey, if the club want to sell me, they can sell me. Don't sound like somebody who wants to fight. Again, nobody said those things, Samsung. Nobody said those things that you've mentioned in the chat. Nobody said they should be leaving after Bruno. They should all leave together. But again, you here arguing with yourself, making points I didn't make. Man be making points I didn't make to back up his argument. Tell me what I said. Go at what I said. Dissect what I said. Nobody said any of that stuff. No one. Man are just making incompetent points. I don't think he's the main problem right now. So what are we talking about here? Again, man just be making statements that have nothing to do with what I've said. Other content creators may have said it. Other people on socials may have said it. I'm just arguing with yourself. I haven't said any of what he said. Making baseless points with zero substance whatsoever. Like when Josu said earlier about did I even start it? 1 second, let me get to it. I think I started. And let me get to the super chat as well. I didn't even start it, but Josu, if you're in the chat, pop up. Let's see. Yeah, I was making baseless points. Samsung did this before and then ran for 10, 15 minutes on the last stream and tried to think like we didn't forget. Please, if you are going to respond to what I said, if you're going to debate me, please respond to what I said. Not what someone said on Twitter, not what another content creator said, not something Vader said or someone in the chat said. If you're going to debate with me, respond to what I said. That's all I'm asking. Break down my words and then we can have the debate. Tired of this nonsense. People saying stuff that man didn't say and bringing up baseless points that have nothing to do with what I've said. Go argue somewhere else then. Big up for the super chat side, says Bruno. Nick Saudi Cash, trade Old Trafford for a Camel Rodeo. No shot. He'd rather misfire 9 big chances than... Yeah, you crazy, Sai. I have no idea what you're talking about, Sai. But big up for the super chat. I think.
Sai. Listen, I think Bruno.
But let me get to this, Flawless. You got to understand though. Just because you don't rate him doesn't mean others don't rate him. Man, like KDB was singing his praises not too long ago. Again, people making baseless points. Where did I say that other people don't rate him? Don't worry, I'll wait. This is the type of thing I'm talking about. People just talking absolute.
No, that comment's fair. He's just saying.
No, it's not fair. Just because you don't rate him doesn't mean others don't rate. Where did I say others don't rate him? I've never said that. So exactly, don't put words in my mouth. Because if I start doing that to you and I start doing that to the chat, they'll have an issue with that. Josu, this is just straight waffle. This is absolute just nonsense. That's what it is. No one said this. Nowhere did I say, pull up a stream where I have said this. Don't worry, we'll wait on this part. Because I'm tired of this nonsense. Man, just be in the chat, just typing for typing's sake. Sometimes just be quiet and watch.
Could this be in reference to? But could this be in reference
to nothing because it's waffle veil. It's rubbish.
No.
There's no explanation. There's no saving it. Man's making stuff up to make it. That's what it is.
No, we could save this. We could save this. Because
Broski, I'm not saying you said others don't. So why brought it up then? Just because you don't rate him means others don't rate him. So why are we making nonsense points? I've had enough comment because people do this because they can't debate me. They just be in the chat talking absolute rubbish. And then they either run or negate back on it on the next comment. Sam did that yesterday. know what I'm saying? Like Sam did that yesterday on the Man Them United. No, well, it was Monday, where he was trying to debate me about some shit, went around the houses and back, was indirect. Then it was like, oh, I am talking about you, and then disappeared for 15 minutes. Then tried to come back and talk to Sheik. We're not doing that. So what we talking? I do understand that other people rate Bruno. So why make this comment, Josu? Don't worry, I'll wait. Don't worry, I'll wait. We're not moving on the show till we get to this. Don't worry,
right.
I'll wait, Josu. I want to respond to this.
Let's rewind it.
I want to respond to this.
Can
You know what
I
I'm saying?
respond for it?
I'm tired of this nonsense. People debating, talking rubbish. Talk about what I said. Don't make baseless comments.
But maybe that's in reference to why the manager, because we were talking about Amarin wanting Bruno to remain. Maybe
I understand the manager rates him. That's the thing.
Yeah.
What I don't understand is why. This is what I've said repeatedly. Why?
Why the manager rates him?
Yes, I don't get it.
But with what my man's saying here, like
yes,
when
to Josu, yes, because you're literally talking about why he shouldn't be staying. So answer the question. I never said we'll go back to your point. You said just because others don't. Where have I said, Josu, that others don't rate him? When have them words left my mouth? Make the statement now. When did I say that? We're not moving off this. See how man be trying to move the goalposts. When did I say others don't rate him? Because look at this comment on the screen. Just because you don't rate him doesn't mean others don't. Where did I say others don't rate him?
Okay, maybe not literally, but
so
in
don't
reference.
say it then. We deal with literal. We deal with literal over here. We don't deal with trying to break stuff down and break. No. This ain't bars. We're not rap battling here where we have to break down what man said.
Sometimes, sometimes we don't know whether this is first language or
I've
not.
never said this, so I'm still waiting for an answer, Josu. When did I say others don't rate him?
I get the gist of it. I kind of get the gist of it.
We don't do gist here. We go direct and talk openly as men. None of this gist stuff. What we talking about here? What we doing here? Talking about gist and all this rubbish and indirects and that. Yes, you did say this. Just because you don't rate him doesn't mean others don't rate him. This is what you're saying right here, Josu. This is what you're saying in this comment. You're saying just because you don't rate him doesn't mean others don't rate him, implying that I think others don't rate him. So where did I say this? Where did I say this? And to Ahmad, who says we deal with the literal in Sarcasm City, that's the sarcasm of the city. That's why.
But what I'm trying to kind of emphasize here is the rating part, right? Because you never said that others don't rate Bruno. But in the same breath, you're saying you don't know why they rate him.
Yes.
Okay. So you don't know why they rate him, but you do agree that others rate him.
Yes.
And your guy, not your manager, your guy, not your guy, not your manager, rates him as well, because you reminded me that recently there were quotes where he said he wants him to stay. So he wants Bruno to stay, maybe for that last part when Josu's saying even men like KDB.
And what does that mean? That's a whole nonsense as well. That's why most world-class players are terrible managers.
No, but they can recognize what he does on the pitch. Maybe
they do.
That's
why they do. That's why most world-class players are terrible managers because of shit like this. Because they do rate him. Just because you're a great footballer doesn't mean you have great. What's the word I'm looking for? You not understand the game.
So hold on, Flawless. Hold on.
Talk to me.
Bruno,
where this is. Go on.
Bruno in the 10. And I understand that you rate Mbeumo and Cunha ahead of him. I get that. But Bruno in the 10, rotation or not, trusted in that final third, improvement at 9, improvement in wing back. You don't think he could cook?
No.
You don't think surrounding Bruno with better players and him at the 10, that final third ball? Because I've seen him.
So you're saying Cunha as the 9? Are you saying Cunha was the 9 and Mbeumo was the 10?
Let's say it happens to be.
You gotta tell me this because again, don't miss the point. This is the main issue I have.
What's that?
Is him playing central midfield.
Okay, I got that. Okay.
That's my major cause. When I say why he don't fit the manager system, why is he playing as a central midfielder? What does he do?
No, central
As a
midfield doesn't
central
work. But I
midfielder.
think a right 10 on the right-hand side, I
But
think it would be good.
But he's not going to play there. He's going to play central midfield. Cunha's going to play right 10. No, Cunha's going to play left 10. And Bremo or whoever we sign as the right will be the right 10. And we're going to sign a striker. And also, like Sam just said, and Bremo and Cunha are better 10s. So if you remove one of them out the 10 to shoehorn him in, I'm going to be pissed either way. Because now you, just to keep this guy in the side, you are now removing one of our,
you're forgetting.
If we sign Mbeumo, our two best 10s are Mbeumo and Cunha. They should play in the 10. Same way, whoever the two best centre-backs at your club, you know who should play centre-back? Those two.
Yeah, but they're not going to play every game.
But they play most.
Yeah, they play most. I think.
They play, and Bruno's going to play. He's not going to be a squad player.
Okay, if Bruno, but one thing I think you can agree with your guy, not your manager.
No, Josu, he says, nah, flawless. I'm not implying you said that. If it comes off like that, that's the way it means that, oh, well, say that then. When you lot are typing, instead of trying to go back at me with this foolishness, understand what you're typing and how it's said. Notice how when I'm talking to Vader or whoever, I'll pause and go, look at what this means. Anyone with a brain can see what this means. And now I've called you out. We got here 20 minutes later. Got here 20, rather than just say, hey, I wasn't implying it in the first. So why, if you weren't implying it, why was you backing it then? Man was trying to tell me, oh, I was wrong, now that's not what I'm implying. Look at what is read here. Just because you don't rate him doesn't mean others don't rate him. Nowhere did I imply that. Nowhere did I mention that. So why bring it up? Again, baseless arguments, stuff I've never said. Respond to what I've said, people. I'm all for opinions. That's cool. One thing about Vader, even though we disagree most of the time, he responds directly to whatever I say. If I say, I don't like the color blue, he'll go, why don't you like the color blue?
Well,
he won't start talking about other colors.
It's tougher to type as well.
No, it's easier to type because you get time to think.
Yeah, but he might not.
You know what's crazy, Vader? Most people can't do what we do. You see how we go back and forth about 1,000,000 miles per hour? People can't do this. This is why
he might be on the move.
Open up to the fan calling show. You know what I'm saying?
Josu might be on the move. He might be, you know what I mean? He might be on the phone.
Don't type them. If you can't type and make sense, don't do it then, innit? You can't type and be on the move and make sense. It is what it is. Nah, they're just being nice to you, Josu, about understanding what you meant. You know what I'm saying? Because if that's the case, if I misunderstood what you said, you would have got that. You would have said that from the jump. We know what you mean by saying this, but because I called you out on it, that's where the issue now lies. Man, just in the chat, waffling, talking a whole heap of rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Baseless comments just because you don't rate him mean others don't rate him. Nowhere did I say that.
Nowhere. One right now.
Same way KDB singing his praises. So what? What does that mean? What does that mean? So what? KDB rates him and what? Other players rate him. So what?
Now, hold on here. Casemiro, would you agree that Casemiro got dropped by this manager?
Yeah, he did. Casemiro did get dropped by the manager. Yeah.
Incredible resume.
Yeah.
Had good form or had quote unquote better quality than the untrusted or having to prove themselves around his role, right? But he dropped them. Maybe he does the same with Bruno, and he's
not. Put any amount of money you want on it.
Okay, maybe he doesn't drop him, but if there happens to be reckless challenges like Bruno's shown, if there happens to be an injury,
he had a poor 20 when he got it. He turned better in 2020. He's never held him accountable for his poor performances. That's what I'd say. He's not good enough. I don't get it.
Bruno and his ability, his quality has hurt me as a Manchester City fan many times. So I understand you see him every game. You don't want him. I think surrounded by better players, and if Amarin gets this system right where he doesn't have to actually worry about anything other than that final third, I think he might be getting the best.
Him in the final third, yeah, that's him at his best. I'll have no issue with him too tough in the final third.
Has Mbeumo or Cunha had a better season than what Bruno's had while in the Prem? Have either of them?
In terms of what are you talking about? numbers you'll have to check in terms of
No, even in terms of like the importance of said player, would you say
importance.
Cunha's
I
importance?
would say Cunha had he's never without Cunha. People want to talk about here's one. I get you. Without Cunha, Wolves get relegated. People love to use that for Bruno, and he's in a team that he basically carried him. And Bremo got 20 league goals for Brentford.
Okay,
so that's my point. Is Baliba, Agate, Baliba, Bruno, and centre mid? Would you take that? Because we have to, yes, but it shouldn't be that. That shouldn't be it, mate. Baliba's the central midfielder I want in an ideal world, but it should be Baliba and another because we need 2 midfielders in terms of those profiles. But now Bruno's staying. That next guy next to him got to be Captain America. I'm saying he got to be T'Challa because Bruno just going to empty the midfield and he's in the island there by himself. So, and we watched it happen this season, whether it's Casemiro, whether it's Agate. All right, you know what I'm saying.
All right.
Had our worst, and again, it's not solely on him. Let me just clarify.
Yeah, it's not. It's not.
I have to do that for the stands.
Yeah,
it's not solely on him.
Impossible.
If we're here talking about Højlund or Garnacho or Onana or Maguire or Shaw, same energy. Same energy. Same exact energy.
This is fun.
With it.
This is fun. United's got some signings, rumored for some more. City's got some signings being rumored. We'll see what happens. We got to do some business quick because we got the Club World Cup to play for. I like that my club's made a priority of it. I think it's important. Yes, it's the inaugural season. I like that we're going to go after it. We'll see how we play. We'll see how much we treat it seriously, but I know it's going to impact the off season or preseason. I want to mention this real quick because we obviously haven't spoken.
Well,
were you entertained by the Champions League?
Absolutely.
Were you surprised by the winner?
No. Surprised by how they won, but I wasn't surprised by the winner.
Yeah.
I picked PSG. Up until I had Inter Milan from the semi-finals, I was like, the winner of that semi-final will win the competition. But then the way Inter Milan lost the league title, momentum's a thing in football. I said PSG got this. But I was thoroughly entertained. When football's played at the highest level, when players in a team perform at the highest level, it's a beautiful thing to watch.
Isn't attacking football beautiful to watch, Flawless?
Absolutely.
Like I get you can have some of the best sound defensive setups. I get it from a tactical standpoint. I get it, but it's not pretty. It's not entertaining. And when you really want to think about how the game was played, and when I say how the game was played, at its purest, at its truest form is how we played as kids. How we played as kids is how look at how when youth are experiencing something for the first time and their creativity or how they approach it. They don't approach it with it being defensive and negative. I love that PSG won it that way versus Inter and versus that style of play. Because I've said this and I get crapped on. People don't want to agree. I think this whole robotic, this whole lack of creativity is because of how much emphasis has been put into defense. When you have clubs, when you have managers that are like, we're gonna take away all creativity, break us down. We're not going to move ourselves out of position because we know it's difficult to score outside the 18-yard box. Try and get through this. I think that is what's created this robotic, I got to be here. I got to try and pull you out of here because you're occupying the 18-yard box where we're all trying to get to because that's how you score goals. Not all goals are going to happen outside the 18, beautiful 30 yards. So that's my whole thing. Football won on Saturday. Football won with Inter giving up the goods again, spreading the knees, and giving another club their UCL, giving another club their trouble. Now it's back-to-back troubles that Inter had given up. City, obviously, we were the last ones to do it, that 1-0 that we were able to get. How PSG played, how they attacked, absolutely brilliant. I was incredibly surprised by the result. Not only that, I was surprised by how early they scored the first 2 goals as well. I was like,
Great.
oh, damn.
Yeah. Well,
I was like, oh, Inter, you got to play now. There's no, oh, okay, we know you're not threatening until you get here. Like none of that. I thought it was brilliant. Another reason why football won is because that fraud, that overhyped Mo Salah with regards to Ballon d'Or got kiboshed, got deaded, got destroyed. He was never deserving of being Ballon d'Or mentioned. Yeah, he had a great season. I'm not going to take anything away from it, but he should not have been mentioned in Ballon d'Or conversations. You don't win Ballon d'Or only winning the Prem. I'm sorry, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, they were talking about him in regards to they were still in the Champions League when those conversations was going on.
Yeah, and they were still talking about him even when they crashed out of the Champions League. That's the thing, though, Flawless. These Liverpool fans were still talking about, oh, despite not being in Champions League, he's still in the combo. No, he's not. He's not. And, hey, I said it. He had a great season. The GA, I got to emphasize that the GA was brilliant. Hey, exceeded Haaland's numbers. But you know what Haaland did when he was doing the madness? 44 GA. The majority of that were G's, not A's. He won the league, Champions League, and the FA Cup. That's why. That's why we praise that season. That's why we praise the goals and assists scored. That's why we were talking about Ballon d'Or. And the only reason why Haaland didn't win it was because of the Lionel Messi, the great GOAT. That's the only reason why City didn't have back-to-back Ballon d'Ors. Deep that, Flawless. Back-to-back Ballon d'Ors is what would have happened had it not been for Lionel Messi. And I'm not going to take anything away from it. Some will say he didn't have the best domestic season. Some will say he really didn't have the season deserving of it. He won it because of name. He won the World Cup. What am I going to say? He won the World Cup. Was he that guy in the World Cup? I don't know, but he won the World Cup. Had it not been for Messi, Manchester City, little old Manchester City that got no history, Manchester City that the only reason why they're relevant is because the owners came through. All right,
that's true. That's not a shot though.
Well, that's
I don't know why you don't own that. That to me, that's the. I wish some owners would come through and help us have success. Run me that.
Oh no. I got no problem. I got no problem with us getting.
I care about how we get the success.
No. I got no problem with it. But the funny thing is some of the rivals want to mention it. They don't recognize that when the money came into their clubs is when they had their success as well. You just happen to have it earlier. Your timeline on when you got that cash influx just happened to be sooner. All right. I was in a trust fund. I had to earn it. Or I had to get the lottery. All right. I didn't get it from jump. I wasn't born with the success. I wasn't a glory hunter. I'm not accusing. I would never accuse Flawless of being a glory hunter. I would never accuse any fan of being a
glory hunter. Where's the glory, man?
No. That's early days.
I'm saying now. You think I would have left? Where's the glory?
Now you're glory holding. You're holding on to past glories. You know what I mean? And rightfully so. When you became a fan is when you became a fan.
These Egypt fans. Yeah, I was born into a great era. I'm sorry, go on, carry on.
Facts. Hey, you can't help when you're born. You can't help where you're born. Now, lucky. When it comes down to football winning on Saturday, I absolutely love that entire weekend. Inter losing, PSG winning their UCL after City's won their UCL because the whole oil clubs and all that kind of stuff. I'm glad that they were able to win it. Enrique winning the treble and possibly looking to do more. Loved it as well because for me, it's the philosophy. It's the style of football. It's how one manager interprets the game. That's why football won for me on that Saturday. I'm tired. I'm tired of you get to that level of competition and you take the joy out of the game. And I know it's a business. I know it's about results, but we all know what we would rather watch, what fight we would prefer to be entertained by and to witness. Football won. Attacking football won on Saturday. Now, when it comes to what's next for Inter, I, as a content creator, I as a football fan, I'm not letting any Inter fan forget what happened on Saturday. The most embarrassing defeat in UCL history. Oh no, no.
Before you carry on, you spoke to Judge Mo. You been on stream with him yet?
Nah.
All right, okay.
He's not gonna want to see me. He's not gonna want to see me. Because whatever the topics are on that show, if we're talking about transfer, I ain't talking about that. Judge Mo, do not invite me on your show because I'm not talking about anything. You want to talk about city transfers? No, we talking about the UCL final, Mo. We're talking about the UCL final.
You know what's crazy as well, Vader? We did a watch along for it. He did a watch along for it. I've not watched it back here, but he did a watch along for it. He did.
Listen,
and to his credit, the chat told me he finished the watch along as well. Props to him.
No, hold on. No. I'm not giving you props for not bailing on your team when they're struggling. Are you crazy?
Hey, the most embarrassing Champions League defeat.
No.
I ain't saying this right. I ain't saying this right. I'm saying I would have understood. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you would understand. But when they want to throw out plastics, when they want to talk about farewell fans, when they want to talk about only there when the winning's happening, had he cut that stream off? Nah. Your credibility as a fan that dies. That's like you walking out the stadium. What? You cannot only be there when you're winning. So I respect him. I respect Judge Mo. I haven't watched it yet. Judge Mo, if you notice some views increasing on that watch along, I'll be watching it. I'll be clipping it up.
They are watching because I ain't watching
Trust me. Trust me, I'll be watching it. And credit to you to be there till the very end. But no, listen, don't invite me on any shows, Judge Mo. Don't. Because I don't want to talk about anything else other than that UCL final. I want to talk about your season as well. And I get it, Judge. I get it why you cover the Prem and not the Serie A. Syria's dead. How are you you're the richest club? You're the richest club in that league, and you're trophyless. Nah. You know how you would get cooked if us content creators covering football.
He got cooked. He got obliterated. I didn't watch it, but he was on with Hassam.
One night cooking ain't cooking. Flawless.
No, they ain't gonna let him forget. You know what Hassam's like. They ain't gonna let him forget that.
Yeah.
Every stream he goes on, people just gonna do this. Just hold up 5. That I got 5 on it. You know they playing that. Someone would have remixed it so we don't get the copyright. You already know, man. I got 5 on it.
Ridiculous.
You know that he's getting out of that Judge Mo, so that's why I don't even gonna clown him for it like that. But you know he would have.
Oh no. He's getting. I'm gonna be relentless. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, that's you. You know what I'm saying? See, no heart, man. What's wrong with you?
No, I got heart. But this man is so quick to point out what's wrong at my club. So
okay.
Hey, I'm only paying attention to Inter during the UCL. I ain't following your club like that.
That's what it is. Now I get where it comes from. Okay, so you lot have got previous. Okay, fair.
Yeah, we gonna break that down.
Okay, now it makes sense.
That down.
Now that I know that, because the certain content creators, when their team lose, I kind of leave them alone. But
we leave them alone because we don't cover it like that. We ain't talking about
not him. I'm just saying in general, like the certain content creators, if their team lose, I leave them alone. But if it's someone who I've had a back and forth with, I'm on their case.
True.
That's what I'm at.
So
I just daily defend myself.
Probably, I think it'd be safe to say that not until the season starts for Judge Mo to actually. Yo, bless. Pops is Pops and Barnes. Those guys are in good spirits. I was listening to the show the other night. They're in good spirits.
But they won't be when you lot win the league next season. So yeah,
Yeah, they're talking about back to back. I mean,
yeah, of course, and they should be confident. But I think you lot win it, man. You lot got the GOAT in charge.
We'll see. I'm confident in my manager. He doesn't like losing. He doesn't like losing.
There we go. He ain't gonna lose twice. He gonna figure that out, man.
Well, you know, we got we've now doubled the amount of Peps at Manchester City. Did you hear about that?
Oh yeah, because you got Pep Linders. Thoughts on that?
We got Pep Linders.
What's your thoughts on that?
Listen, Pep. The Pep talks doubled up now. We got Pep G and Pep L. I think
Pep
those
squared.
of you listening on your listening platforms, make your way over to YouTube because we're about to have a conversation, and it's important for you to get over here. All right, check out the new transitions. This is Sarcasm City TV, flawless, amazing show. Vader Games TV. Vader's the first name, Games the last name. You got to tune in. You got to see what's happening.
Vader Games.
And we doing things a little different as well. You know what I mean? Because we got to switch it up.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vader Games.
All right, so listen. This Pep Linders now acquired over at Manchester City. Brilliant move. Listen, they say keep your friends close, keep your enemies even closer. I now have Pep Linders, a man that's shadowed, a man that's learned, a man that's been mentored by Klopp, Jurgen Klopp. I respect that manager tremendously. His style of football, what we were talking about earlier. There's managers that are all kind of defensive, pragmatic, risk adverse, and then there's managers that are like, I believe in my system. We're going to go toe to toe and see which is the better man at the end of the day. Who's got the better tactics? Attacking football, rock and roll, heavy metal, whatever you want to call it. Pep Linders was a part of that. Liverpool fans want to diminish. They want to say, oh, he really wasn't that important. When he had a role, when he had more of a say, that's when things crumble. That's when things decline. Well, if you're going to say all of that, I also got to now look at the manager that you keep propping up. Because why would a manager that you prop up let that go? Why would a manager in Jurgen Klopp see all the things wrong that you fans happen to see, but Jurgen Klopp can't recognize? Y'all see all the problems that he's doing, the mistakes, his invertedness and all that kind of stuff. But what Klopp is like, yeah, make it happen. Keep it going. He can't recognize the problems? Come on now. Listen, don't scapegoat Pep Linders. He's important. He is an assistant manager, not a manager, clearly, because when he had that role, he didn't have success. And now he's back. Now he's back in an assistant manager role. And credit to him, he's got the ability to not learn under one great manager in Klopp, but a second one in Pep. And I think what my manager, in terms of Pep G, what he knows is that he needs to reinvent, which he's always done. This season was a stagnant one. And it largely because of the injuries that we had. I'll be the first to admit it. I think if we were able to keep a Ballon d'Or player, I think we would have seen a different City. I think we would have played in a different style. But Pep was completely in damage control. Let me stop this 1-13.
Well, yeah. But Beijing Pop says this Klopp, the man you disrespected at every turn, suddenly you respect his coach. How do you respond to that?
When did I disrespect Klopp at every turn?
I'm sure. Hey, you know one thing about Beijing Pops is he's got receipts if he's saying that. Go on, I'll let you respond.
Hey, listen, you ain't returning this item without a receipt. All right, you ain't coming back to my store saying you bought it here. I need to see the receipt claiming it properly. Show me where I disrespect Klopp. Now, did I disrespect Klopp to say that he was not as good as my manager? Yeah, if that's disrespect, that's disrespect. But I'm pointing out that there is a level. There's Pep, and then there's Klopp. Now, I've always said Klopp, good manager, great manager. Was able to do things. Clip it up, Pops.
He said, "You want clips?" He said, "You said Arteta chased him out of the league."
That's not disrespect to Klopp. That's a fact.
That's super disrespectful.
Wait, hold on.
Whether it's facts, is still disrespectful. To say you got chased out by someone who has only an FA Cup to his resume is crazy disrespect. Someone who's nowhere. He's someone who's not. We don't even we talk about where they sit. Like Arteta's still got the L plate on his car.
No,
not even the green one, the red one.
No, we ain't doing this. Listen, when I talked about Arteta,
hey, crossover show comes soon back, people. We gonna do one. We're doing the crossover show soon.
Nah, those guys ain't ready for a crossover show. No, listen, they ain't ready. You see the rebrand? You see me reintroduce myself? They ain't ready for the crossover flawless. They ain't ready.
You're too very, what's the word I'm looking for? Reputable, if that's the word. We're running with that now. Content creators. You're both ready. You both are of a certain level. That's why you're here. I'm saying. Only person you see on the channel who's not there is Ryan, but we move. Go on, as you were.
From a quality caliber standpoint, yes, we do blend, we do match well, 100%. But listen, the last time, the last time it was one, you know what? And the last time it was 1v3 because Flawless was trying to do the whole host thing, but then at times when I had men's pressed, Flawless was kind of chiming in as well. He wasn't the neutral.
Nah,
he wasn't the referee.
you drew me in because you know how to draw me out.
No, see,
That's
it
one
doesn't
thing
matter.
about you. Nobody. I give you credit for that. No one can draw me out like you because you don't draw me out like in an aggressive tone. You'll just ask me. You know, you'll ask the correct questions. That then I'm like, all right, cool. And then it goes into a great conversation. You know how to. You draw me out, but not like I said in a way that's out of character. You just draw me. You ask the questions that it's like, I know Flawless is gonna answer for this shit.
Yeah,
and then the conversation will flow.
Mm.
No one else does that by you.
All right.
And you did that. You should have left me alone and spoke to them too. You drew me out. And then we got into it. That's your fault. You should have left me be. This guy drew me out. Knowing what you're like. You drew me out.
All right. You know what? I'm going to go back and watch that show because I don't think I did.
I don't think I did. That's why we started arguing.
All right. All right. It was 1v3. I'm gonna say this real quick with regards to Pops and the disrespect or apparent disrespect.
It is disrespectful, Pop. I've been to Klopp. I agree with that. To say he got ran out by Arteta is crazy work.
Okay. All right. Klopp was able to win. Hey, Klopp was able to win a League Cup and FA Cup before departing. Okay. He was able to do that more than what Arteta was able to do. However, I hear this all the time. The bread and butter. The bread and butter. The bread and butter. The bread and butter is the league. And for 2 straight years, Arteta, the novice manager, outperformed, out-delivered, and many would argue had a lesser squad perform better than Liverpool that had a Salah, that had a Van Dijk, that had an Alisson, that had a Trent. You know what I mean? So when you have something like that, and he finished above them, and I believe didn't suffer a loss in those 2 seasons before Klopp left, I think the writing was on the wall. Klopp was like, it's one thing losing to Pep. Like I said, Pep, Klopp. It's one thing losing to that. It's another thing when you got, Arteta down here? You got Arteta down here winning?
So you telling me if he would have finished second those 2 seasons, Klopp stays on?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so. I think he was just done.
You think you would? Yeah, but aren't you more done when you're not even second, Flawless? When you're like,
no, I don't think Klopp looked at that. I don't think it's the second. I think the second place finishes to you like is what killed him. When I say what killed him, like what made him go, I'm out. I think it was those. I think if he wins one of those where he finished second to you lot, because he finished second to you lot twice by a point, correct?
Yeah.
Wins one of those, he probably stays on. You always talk about Pep and how he's the GOAT and and all this type of stuff.
Which he is.
That's going. Did he not say he was tired about Pep? Did he not say that?
He didn't say Pep. He said he was tired.
He said he was.
Yeah, he left the general.
Yeah, he said he was. But we know what that means.
Flawless. If you're expected to lose the City, that's one thing. Because Klopp was quick to say he cannot compete. When he said he cannot compete, he meant Manchester City. He knew he could compete.
You say we did see Pep stress, or maybe he's tired. But that was more so probably his team. It's probably various reasons. Like someone mentioned the Liverpool board as well.
Yeah. I think Klopp's mistake was not being able to coexist with Edwards. Edwards returning to Liverpool, I think that's tremendous business. You see the signings that they got going on. Taking away that control, because you said it, right? Some can't make player decisions. When Klopp was making the player decisions, Darwin Núñez. You know what I mean? You got to take that control out of. I think if that tandem between Edwards and Klopp remained, we're looking at a different story. But I don't disrespect Klopp from what he did as a manager. The rivalry, the banter, I'll take my shots at him. But I'm gonna be honest. I think, and I said this, there's no one looks at you sideways if you finish behind Manchester City. But people do look at you sideways if you finish behind Arsenal and Arteta.
Nah, I criticized him heavily for finishing second behind Julo.
Yeah, and even more behind a novice, an amateur, a learning on the job. What?
No, not really, because I've seen him finish second behind Oli.
Unexcusable.
It was.
Unexcusable. And that was a one-off. This was back-to-back seasons flawless.
And also this as well. Yeah, we can't forget this. Klopp lost his mum and couldn't go to the funeral. Yes, it was years before he left, but also took a toll on him as a man. We overlooked this. And I think it was that. I think he was just mentally.
No, that's fair.
Right?
That's fair. So I don't want to
think
hear
mentally-
rivals. I don't want to hear rivals make jokes when a manager is dealing with marital issues as well. I don't want to hear any jokes.
Oh, yeah,
about
but
that.
I'd never make jokes.
No, not you. Not you. Not
Yeah,
you.
yeah, I never.
So
yeah.
these are human beings, right? I think this upcoming season is going to be incredibly interesting, right? Because now Pops and Barnes got the targets, right? The bullseye's right there. Everyone is aiming. Everyone's going to be giving them their best game. No, we don't know. We don't know what to expect from Slot. Oh, we don't know where this Liverpool's at. No, these are defending champions.
Thanks.
These are defending champions. Now,
Yeah.
hold up. The last time they were defending champions, there was a lot of talk about they were the worst defending Prem champions like last time. So I like that they've learned from those lessons. That the last time they won the league, they were talked about as like the worst defending Prem champions ever. I like that they remembered those talks. They remembered how they were referred to. And the way they're investing in this window, Verts, right? Kirkes? What?
Oh yeah, they're making a serious play to what I've mentioned in the word dominate. That's what they're trying to do with these moves. To aim for domination. This isn't trying to win 2 in a row. They're 2 in a row. They're trying to win 3 in a row. You don't win a league title, go and we'll say all the science, go get Frimpong, Kirkes, Verts, and a striker without trying to. Not saying that they will. They may lose the title this season coming and the season after, but the aim is to dominate. And this has been my biggest criticism. Their board has never done this before. Because even when they got Alisson and Van Dijk, that was to get to the line. They weren't defending champions. That was to get there.
Yeah,
and
they were Champions League finalists though.
Yeah, Champions League, yeah. So runners up. So again, fell short. Second in the Champions League. Why are you saying about were they not second in the Champions League?
They were second.
Okay, so they were runners up. So they lost in the final. So they came second in the Champions League and they came second in the Premier League. Why, when I say that, is that an issue?
No, I'm just saying they invested after making it to the final. That's showing
that's the point. To get to they were second and they made the correct signings to go win those 2 competitions. But when they won those 2 competitions, they didn't do this. They've just won the Premier League and are improving. Even if you lot win the league next season, we all look at Liverpool and go, they improved on paper. Now it might not go there. Maybe Kirkes and Frimpong and Verts and a new striker don't work out. But they've never done this before. You lot have done it, where you've won and then strengthened on top of that.
Yeah.
But now obviously you're chasing them down. But like I say, you got the GOAT in charge, man. As you like to tell me, you can walk on water, man. You know what I'm saying? Turn silver into gold. Feed 1,000 with a loaf of bread. Can catch a bullet with his teeth. You know what I'm saying?
What I like about this season, old school movie.
Oh yeah, he knows Pops. Please remind Vader that Pep can't lose back to back to Mr. Luck. Oh yeah, he knows. 100% he knows.
Why can't I?
You can't. The GOAT can't lose to mere malls. Back to back.
Let me say, I mean, there's a few scenarios where it would be acceptable.
Of course, if there's a whole heap, if your whole squad gets injured, we go, all right, cool. But then we're talking anomalies, like six of your first teamers would all have to go down. Like Haaland has to go. If Turkey has to get injured, Rodri gets injured, Reijnders goes down, Nori and a centre back. There you go. All right, cool.
If we happen to win the Club World Cup, Liverpool in upcoming years, you'll be in it. If we happen to win the Club World Cup and we happen to win Champions League and we fall short of the Prem, I'm not too upset with the manager not quite winning or losing again the Prem to Liverpool. Again, Liverpool and winning back-to-back Prems, never done in their history. The Prem, don't get triggered, don't get irritated. I'm talking about the Prem. Yes, you've won leagues back-to-back before, but winning the Prem's different. It's going to hit different. Social media era, everything being replayed 1,000 times. It's going to hit different. I think the manager right now, if I were to prioritize, it's going to be Liverpool, The Hunted, right? Old school movie, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator. It's going to be a switch up for many seasons. City were being the one hunted. Everyone want to talk about favorites to win Champions League, favorites to win the Prem, right?
Which he was.
Now,
which I believe you are now, but hey, that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah. I mean, listen, they're
not champs. You're not favorites for that.
No. They're always going to say City are favorites to win the Prem because, again, my GOAT manager and because of
you have the GOAT manager, man, and no one's even in the room yet. Never mind that thing.
Yeah, it's been the same thing year after year. So they're gonna, and Liverpool fans are gonna love this because who had Liverpool winning the Prem? All the odd makers were saying City were. They're gonna love that. They're gonna love to move that target off of them. Have City. Now, I'm not gonna fall for it. Liverpool, defending champs. Liverpool winning in their first year. Liverpool reinvesting, getting the best player from the Bundesliga 2 years in a row in Florian Wirtz. They are the hunted. They are the hunted. I'm now a hunter for the first time. I'm loving it.
First time in a long time with a hunter. Yeah, that's true. That hunger might be back now.
So the hunger is going to be huge. The players coming in the players you mentioned are going to be part of the midfield. Some of the defenders, they don't even have any taste of the winning that's happened. True. They don't know what aged. They don't know what 80-year age Scotch tastes like. They don't know what prime Kobe beef tastes like. Pause. Because I know you guys don't know what Kobe means, but they don't know. So we got players that are hungry. We got players that want to make a name for themselves. We got a player that want to win more than just the Prem. They want to go for all the trophies. So I like that Liverpool are the ones being hunted right now. I also like that Pops and Barnes can't do the whole, we'll see what happens.
Nah, in Pops and Barnes' defense, they said last season before
exactly.
They go win the league. They were confident.
But seasons prior.
And they confident this coming season as well. They've said
I like that.
And since you lot keep asking, they want to know your thoughts on the 115 charges.
Ooh. You know what? Hold on. Let me
bear in mind to clarify to you lot in the chat. Veda doesn't have the comments up. It's just when I pull up stuff. So yeah, but you lot, let me know. I mean,
Flawless is the MC. He's the host. I'm just flowing.
They want to know because they've been mentioning the 150 charges.
Let me talk about the 150. Let me put it in the right context. Now, guilt. You heard the heavenly music. You heard the innocence. The 115. My club's making moves like we ain't getting affected by the 115. My club's making moves like, weren't we supposed to hear this? Weren't we supposed to know of the decision by now? What might be the reason why we're not hearing it? If it was in the league's favor, surely we would have heard of it by now. If this was good news for the Prem, I'm sure the Prem would release that information yesterday. The fact that the conclusion or the whole process happened many months ago, and we're still waiting to hear about the 115, guys. I don't think you rivals or haters of Manchester City are going to get the news that you want. I don't think you're going to be happy with what comes about. Now, is there going to be a penalty? Is there going to be a let's make this work between both parties? Yeah. Is there going to be a listen, throw the book at them, get them out of here? I don't think so. I really don't think so. So I, like you, I'm waiting for the news. I, like you, with every passing day, grow with more and more confidence that my club's in the right. I just heard recent news. I think Inter are involved in some type of scandal where they were under the table deals with agents and navigating from financial fair play and all this kind of stuff. I don't think that's happening over here. What? listen, Hussam, I don't know who gave you the name Don, but
Big up
relax,
Hussam.
relax. I happen to think that with every passing day, what could possibly be the reason why the Prem has not released the result? When it's news in their favor, it's out. You can't keep things like this under wraps. And I know the pressure from, because again, the Prem, like who makes these decisions, right? The board, they're representatives of the club. They're representatives of every club. And I know they must be demanding, they must be asking. So the fact that the news isn't out yet, I think we're moving on this. I think we're moving on this. And again, Manchester City, we're a partner of the league. We're not adversaries. So for what's going to look good, if it's like, listen, you didn't cooperate. You didn't volunteer with the information. It's a slap on the wrist. It's a fine. Pay it up. If you guys are going to say we're guilty because we got to pay a fine and we're guilty because of that, cool. If you guys think we're going to be guilty because of this whole cooking books, paying when we shouldn't be paying, underhand sponsorships, everybody wants to tell me, oh, life over there, the where deals are, the money comes from one place. Yeah, okay, I get all that. But the same thing happens. Do the breakdown and find out who the richest families are and who really owns all this money, even in America. Everything still trickles back to one point if you want to break it down like that. The royal family, the investment group, which is what City comprises of, it's an investment group. I don't think that they did what they're being accused of. And the fact that you also have UEFA saying that we have reinvestigated City and there's no wrongdoings. There's no fake sponsorships that the Sheikh has put together, signed affidavits, signed interviews. I'm like, hey guys, you're gonna have to find another boogeyman. You're gonna have to find another bad guy.
And to you lot, if you've got specific, because you lot just said ask him about 115. If you got specific questions about it, ask and I'll bring them up. Because the chat, some people are content with your answers, others not in the chat. So I'm asking, like, you lot, let me know specifically, and I'll ask Vader. Because why you lot want to know about it, I have no idea. Because I said it from the jump.
What do you say?
Nothing is happening to Manchester City. As much as I'd love it, nothing's happening. Worst case scenario, they get a fine. Yeah, worst case, they get a heavy fine.
Wait. Aren't you the same man that says I want my club to cheat?
Yeah.
So why would you
telling me I'm a hypocrite? Is that what it is? You telling me I'm a hypocrite, you know? That's telling me I'm a hypocrite. Yes, you know this. I'm winning at all costs, man. You know what I'm saying? This is wrestling on my heel. You know what I'm saying? Low blow, thumb to the eyes, steel chair, whatever the case may be.
Okay. All right.
I'm cool. Like I said, if let's say whether you were guilty or not, let's say you are guilty of the 115 charges and get found guilty of them. I'd say to my people who did that, thank you. It worked. What have you won in this? When is this from? The 115. When are they saying the first one is from?
I want to say 2016.
So they're saying from 2016 to 2025. So they're saying a 9-year period.
No. Sorry. No, it's.
Does anyone in the chat know like these charges?
20. No, I think it's 20.
What is the earliest year?
Yeah, I think I could be wrong. I think it's 2011 to 2016 or 2017.
So you're saying a 5-year. So you're saying a 5 to 6 year period from 2011 to 2017.
When FFP came in, which I believe was 2013.
See, people are saying various stuff. Let me Google this to check. But the point I'm making is the success. How much success did you have in that period? If someone says to me, hey, Manchester United are going to cheat, get 115 charges over a number of years, here's what you're going to win, do it.
No, but here's the thing. I hear what you're saying, but they're talking about taking away the winnings, right? So you can't necessarily do it.
No one cares about that. No one cares about that. You still the winner.
Okay.
You still win it. It happened. No one don't care about that. That whole being stripped of titles thing is like, we still say, hey, you won the league title.
That's true. I mean, you got everyone that finished second to Manchester City saying, run me my trophies, run me my titles. You got
Yeah,
everyone
you think I'm gonna claim a title? No, I would never claim that.
I respect that. I respect that.
I wouldn't claim you got one. You won.
Yeah,
This ain't boxing where you could have potentially killed me by cheating. Nah.
And Flawless, you know what's funny? Back at we're going on 2 years now. 2 years ago, if you would ask me what's the span, what is this covering, what are some of the, I knew that. Like I knew it. I was rattling that off. Oh, this is the breakdown. This is what they're questioning. It's been so far from my mind. The way the club's been moving, the way the league has been so quiet about it, the way you don't hear what's that guy Jordan over on Talksport, the way no one's talking about it anymore.
Oh, you're talking about Simon Jordan. To correct. Yes. So you lot in the chat, Josu said it. 2009 to 2018 is the years you've been charged from.
Okay.
Now, if I go on, carry on.
So a part of that is, which was all kind of wonky, was they were questioning some FFP stuff, but FFP didn't kick in until 2013. They were talking about other shady dealings with regards to Mancini and Yaya and appearances and all that kind of stuff. So it is all over the place. I happen to believe that yes, where there's smoke, there's fire. True. But sometimes what you're thinking is smoke is steam. Because the fire was put out a long time ago. The problems weren't there to begin with, or if they were early errors, they were fixed. And not this 115 blatantly breaking the rules and trying to get away with the madness. City are going to be victorious, in my opinion. And rivals, I think all the rivals that had their venom, had their heat, talking about cities or cheats, blah, blah, blah. You're going to want City not to be guilty, because for all your arguments about your club not doing enough, your club finishing second, third, your club not being able to compete, you actually have a leg to stand on. City being innocent, you have a leg to stand on to say that your club wasn't doing enough. If City happened to be cheats, you got to go back on everything that you just said. You got to go back and say, you know what, my club was doing enough. You got to go back and say, you know what, my club had it right if we happen to be cheaters. And I don't think you fans are ready to do that. I think you fans are too set in your ways to be like, nah, my club's garbage. My club's ain't ambitious. My club didn't do this, didn't do that. So that only rings true if City happened to be.
Yeah, so, and I was just, as you was talking, I was just checking it up. So in regards to what you won, so not only did you win like 3 league titles, there's an FA Cup in there, the 2009 to 18, also a League Cup in there, couple, the same 22 to 23. And here's the thing about that period, that set you up to then go and win more. So run me that, yes. Yes.
Plus is like, yo, whatever. Yeah, let's be fair. Whatever City did, you're like, bring that to my club. That's the gist of it. Yeah.
Because clearly it was legal. Because they 150 charges and we don't hear anything about it.
Yeah, because again, the club, the Prem overreached. The Prem were also trying to get ahead of this regulator that was kind of talked about, this whole white paper that was happening at the time, because they wanted a third party to look over it. City were one of the only clubs that said, yeah, bring in an independent regulator. Bring in someone else to make the decisions. Bring in someone to audit and do all of this stuff. Let's not leave it upon the club, because we know of the red cartel. We know on how things have been positioned. We know of some of the written letters that were put out to try and slow down the investment that was happening over at Newcastle. We know all of that. So let's get an independent party. That didn't happen. They moved too quickly. You need a bad guy, right? We're very simple. Humans are very simple. There's a model, there's a system, there's a formula. You need a bad guy. You need an enemy. And they made Manchester City that enemy, right? And before Manchester City, they made Chelsea that enemy. So we happen to be it. I think we're going to have fun with regards to the announcement when it does eventually happen. But don't be surprised if the announcement happens during like a very busy time of year, like very news heavy. Like, don't be surprised by that, because they're going to want this thing to happen and go away. So the news cycle might be really quick.
Because nothing ain't going to happen to them. They have this worst case scenario, they get a record fine. Whatever the record fine is from FA or FIFA or UEFA or whoever's, well, it's a FA. Is it FA who are doing the investigation, or is it UEFA?
No, FA. We've been innocent of UEFA.
Okay, so whatever the FA's record penalty is, whatever they've, their record.
Largest fine. Yeah.
Yeah, like they might give that to Manchester City, which is again nothing. It's like charging me or Veta 10p.
Well, you know what's funny too, Flawless? We're also fighting on another front with regards to the APT, so the associated party transactions. The Prem they're trying to slow all that down too. They were like, no. We don't believe that the valuation. We don't believe that this monetary value that City are able to get, these deals that are potentially going to happen with Newcastle are right. No. They don't seem right. We're going to slow those down. They delayed a few things. City actually went to them and say, we're suing you, because back in the day, a couple months back, there's like City suing the league. City were suing the league because you're infringing on some of these sponsorship deals. You've been delaying some of these things that we've been able to do. So that's money not coming into our pocket. That's preventing us from activating some of these sponsorships, activating some of these deals that we have. So it is all messy. But guys, at the end of the day, if it happens to be a fine, if it happens to be City aren't guilty of wrongdoing, but they are guilty of not cooperating, accept it. Don't say, oh, brown paper bag, y'all bought your way out of it. Listen, take it for what it is. The law is the law. And if I'm found guilty, I'm found guilty. If I'm found innocent, accept my innocence. Let's move on.
Yeah, they're gonna get around this, people. Anyone who thinks, as much as I love to see them get found guilty for this.
I hate when you say, I hate when you say I would love to see.
Because I dislike your club, so seeing you lot get relegated would be great. I'd love to see you lot in League 2. I'd love it. It'd be great to see Manchester City in League 2. I need that. I was doing this show and you're in League 2. It'd be brilliant.
Yeah. Brilliant. I'll move shameless like Chelsea and claim about winning it all.
Yeah, that's as you should. Hey, that's if you did. It depends who stayed for that, but nothing ain't gonna happen. But yeah, I don't know why you're still surprised, as long as we've been working together and known each other, that I want nothing but the worst for Manchester City football.
Because I don't know, I'd expect maybe a little bit of change.
Nope.
Listen, Flawless. I'm doing the good work.
I'm stopping.
I am. You hear that? Hear the Angels?
Nah, can't hear him, can't see him either. Nah.
But they are in your life, Flawless. They are in your life. I can tell.
Yeah, facts. Me, I am an angel. You know what I'm saying? Putting up with all you jokers. You know what I'm saying? They say, yeah, I would definitely go that far. Wake up and see an angel every day. And in regards to, we not spoke about it also, let me pull it up. Jadon Sancho, people. And you lot get any questions in? If you want us to switch topics and stuff like that, get your questions in. I'll start the best questions, but Veta got plenty to say, and so have I. That's why these shows are the length that they are. And with Jadon Sancho, he will be returning to Manchester United, only temporarily though, according to reports. So 5 million fee. And also shout out to Warrior J, because he sent it to me. I'm just literally pulling up now.
Yo, bless. Let me say prayers with my kids. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no worries, man. Do your thing. No problem. So he says this is Fabrizio Romano. Jadon Sancho won't stay at Manchester United this summer. Plan clear on both player and club side. Players camp to assess all options in the next weeks, as Sancho will return to Manchester United, not playing FIFA Club World Cup with Chelsea. Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much what I expected. People talking about integrating him back into the squad. No, terrible idea. And not a terrible idea because I don't rate Jadon Sancho. I actually think Jadon Sancho is a good player and he's talented. Don't want to be here. And I understand why he don't want to be here. If I was him, I wouldn't want to be here either. The whole Ten Hag situation, how the club treated me, how the fans talk about me. So I get that. Moving on. We should have done a better deal with Chelsea and not allowed them any wiggle room to send him back. That's what we should have patterned. But again, the reason why we had to do such a poor deal with Chelsea is because of how poor we dealt with the Sancho situation initially, when we tried to claim Sancho and Ten Hag had made up. Nonsense. Even if Ten Hag and Sancho were cool, it was never going to work the way Ten Hag was setting us up and trying to play. And I said this at the time during that summer. As soon as Sancho came back, lied to the media, the whole PR, Sancho's training great, they're getting on, all of that is cool. All of that is blessed. Move him on quickly. and then you get a better deal than you did with Chelsea. When we was negotiating with Chelsea at that time for Jadon Sancho, it was literally the last day of the window. So it's either keep a player on all this money, unhappy, who's not going to play, or we'll pay half of his wages or however much the percentage was, and it's a 25 million obligation, but we have a 5 million cut-off fee. We had to take the deal. We had to take the deal. But we had to take the deal because we was in that spot ourselves. We should have moved, and I said this at the time, move him on quickly. Soon as he came back from Dortmund, should have been a transfer. Should have been. Expedition, and that kills anything when people say, oh, you just like ballers, or you're just a big fan of, like someone told me, it's trying to tell me some nonsense about I'm a fan of Sancho. And I've been saying sell Sancho for the past 2 years now. And I'm even saying it this summer. I think this is the third summer in a row I've been saying Sancho needs to be moved on. And again, I think he's a talented player. He just don't work here. And also on top of that, like the Bruno situation, doesn't want to be here, in my opinion. So therefore, move him on. Now, Sancho will get offers. European clubs are reportedly interested in him. Same with Saudi as well. So if we get anything, got 5 million from Chelsea for him, you get 20 million, 25 million, 30 million, anything north of that. Great business. And keep it stepping. And that's legit it. Like, just keep it moving, keep it stepping. I'm cool with that. Because he don't even fit what Amrin wants to do. And then where does he play? Also, where does he play? Let's say we get Bremo. So you have Cunha, you have Bremo, you have Xerxes, you have Maino, you have Mount, you have Ahmad who can play there, you have Bruno who can play there. So we know the manager's not too keen on Maino and Xerxes, but he likes Mount. You got the 2 new signings. And Bruno can also play there as well as Ahmad as well. So think about it. Where is Sancho? Where would he play for anyone who's trying to bring him back? No, let's not deal with the club as we would like it to be. Deal with it as how it is.
Yeah, Sancho's got to go.
Yeah, Sancho got to leave. And also, Sancho's not the type of player this manager likes either. So it makes sense again for all parties involved. And I shouldn't be here talking about this because we should have dealt with this properly last summer, but we didn't because of straight incompetence.
Flo, so you know they tried to tell me I was wrong to let Sancho go. They tried to say that keeping they tried to tell me keeping Foden and letting Sancho go was a mistake. You remember all those years ago?
Yeah,
hilarious.
Right. I hear you on that one. They did. I think it's more so because of the other players that you lot have let go from your academy that people just throw Sancho in the mix as well. That's what it is.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it's like people will over exaggerate and I mentioned where broken have no pull. That's the thing. Well, a player just rejected Arsenal for us, and this is us in 15th with no European football. By the way.
How many more disastrous seasons? Because it's fair to say that you haven't been united, right? United. You haven't been united. You haven't been that. You haven't been the. You haven't been that since what? Jose's Europa?
Yeah, it depends what you're talking about. And even then, because that season, I think we finished 6th. So in regards to our actual standards,
how much more suffering can you guys go through and still have your pull, is what I'm saying.
Because we were successful and it's not in black and white, I think like
this is what I'm trying to get at.
This has shut up so many people. It's one of them. I can't say forever, but
this is what I'm getting at, Flawless. You guys don't need to be successful. Like if you really deep it, look at how long it's been, right? Yeah, it's been up and down, kind of challenging or whatever. But for success for you guys is the Prem and Champs. You guys haven't been near that, right? Yeah, you finished 2nd, but you guys weren't really near it. Listen, Liverpool fans, you guys claim you mastered your 20. You want to claim that you're obviously the most successful English club. You want to claim that you're equal or close to the size and success of United. You're not. Look at this poor run. Look at this poor run that United are going through. And when they're talking about not even having anything financially, when they want to talk about not having any pull, this is really what determines which is the bigger club. All right. And I hate talking about United. I hate it. I hate talking about Liverpool as well. But it is clear which is the bigger club. Look at this terrible run from United. And they still have this pull. And I'm not exaggerating. I think this can continue for another 5 years, and we're still going to be baffled. Like, how are players still wanting to go here?
Yeah, I think it has to be like Josu said it, even though it's crazy what he's saying. He's right in regards to, when I say this, Josu, in regards to you talking about people dying, that's the crazy part. But yeah, I think you have to wait for people who didn't see you successful at all. So you're saying maybe not the next gen, but the gen after. When I say that, I'm talking about footballers. So not the footballers now who are 16 to 21, 22. I'm talking
it's got to be the kids that are academy that haven't even entered the academy yet.
That are 5 to 10 from 10 years old under. Yeah, that's where it is. Maybe that. So when a 10-year-old now wouldn't have
another
seen
15
United,
years flawless. Another 15.
A 10-year-old now wouldn't have seen Manchester United do anything. So at 20, 35, he's 20 years old. He ain't seen United do shit. So maybe that's what it is. Or maybe we're talking a decade.
I stepped away from here and I was like, because again, when I brought these are questions. I ain't here trying to troll. When I was asking we're like what's the rationale? What's the thinking? When we were talking about Bruno, we were talking about Mbuemo, Cunha. Like, I stepped away and I was like, players still want to go there. I think players are still going to want to go to this club for another 5-10 years. It's one of those. And when you talked about like, with the hopes of bringing the club back to prominence, right? Mm-hmm. I hate to say it, but y'all are always going to be in this transfer window mix. There's always going to be
it will always, sorry to cut you off, be a little bit longer because of social media and people can go back and watch it.
Yeah, that's true.
That adds into it. It's not a black and white thing. You can Google when United were great.
Yeah.
Like, so it will take, because Jez said it, maybe, it's like the people who are 16 and under type of thing. But that's a whole nother 10 years. Because like, as much as we talk about United being unsuccessful, Cunha and Mbuemo have seen Manchester United, are old enough to have seen Manchester United be successful. And they're 26.
Yeah.
But then again, you got someone like Yoro, who hasn't. From my knowledge, I don't think so. Yoro's what? 19, 20?
Yeah, Yoro's not. Yeah, 18, 19.
Yeah, something like that. So Yoro's young. So how much did Yoro see? He probably might have seen the back end as a child of Manchester United. Yeah, barely pops. But then again, was that enough? Does he remember? Not remember, but is his family talking to him about Cantona, to be honest?
Yeah.
Does that add into it? Is his more
probably more of the back?
Are they talking to him about Cantona and how great? I'm just throwing up. Are they talking to him about Evra, for example?
Yeah, Beckham, CR7 when he was at.
I was using more of the French players, but it could be a Beckham player. It could be just random one.
No, just because of the stardom, right? Like when they want to talk about, did you know this player was here before? You know what I mean? Like that type of breakdown. I think, like you, hoping for the worst over here at City. I'm hoping for the worst with regards to these players. I want them to be another Pogba. I want it to be another like.
Of course you do. I expect nothing less. Actually, I'm very surprised. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for saying that. I thought you was gonna say some rubbish about you want him to do badly, but not that badly. So I love that. You want him to flop. Thank you. See, I didn't even notice. This was just me guessing. I just threw the French players out there. So him saying his favorite player was Nani, he probably said, hey, Nani wore that shirt. I want to go there and wear the shirt. It adds into it. And Pops, 1 second. Here it is. When you say yes, but Euro's getting the bag though, isn't he? That's a part of the pool. That's a part of the pool. The money that Manchester United offer is a part of the pool. If we are all just regular, so forget being football, if we're all just regular businesses, we're all trying to think. We all sell clothes and trainers. For the American viewers, sneakers. We sell all those items. And we are all, I have mine, you have United, Veta City, Pops, your Liverpool, and everyone else has their own stores, but they're all named after the team. If we can offer the most wages or one of the one, we are going to get more workers. That is a part of the pull. Yes. Part of the pull.
Hey, listen.
People don't like it is, I'm not saying you, Pops, but people don't like it because when people say, oh, people only there for the money, it's a part of the pull. Not every club can offer somebody 200K a week. Or
Pops knows this.
Or 100K a week. I'm not aiming this at Pops. I'm saying
no, but Pops, but I know you ain't aiming it, but Pop knows exactly well about
people say
high
this,
salary,
like,
high
people
wages.
say at Manchester United, like it's a diss. Like someone super chatted them back again, or people only there for United for the money for the. That's part of the pull. That is a part of it. Yes, we've all, everybody watching this right now, everybody watching this back has done some bullshit job that they can't stand for bread. We've all done it for money. We've all, unless you're lucky to just land into your dream job working, we've all done a job or dealt with people, colleagues, a boss, a place that we dislike for money. People right now, you have gotten up today or will get up tomorrow morning to go do a bullshit job that they don't like. Money. That's it. And the thing is, Pops, with that, until the bread runs out, in regards to Manchester United being offering big wages, and bear in mind, we've cut a lot of the big wages. Let me just clarify that as well. We've cut the wage bill. Well, people overlook.
Pops got a lot of big wages over there.
Like we've cut our weight because me and Troops was having that discussion, and when we was having it, he was like, "Oh shit!" Like we are, even though our wage bill is still massive, look at who has left. Go back and look. De Gea for big money. Pogba, Zlatan. That's just 4 of the Pogba, Zlatan, De Gea, Martial. Just those 4. How much money is that? Just those 4 alone. Never mind if you actually go back in the last 5 years, we've reduced our wage bill massively. So that adds into it. And until Manchester United stop making money off the pitch, we just literally did a 900 million deal over 10 years with Adidas. 900 M's. You know why? Because you put this badge on stuff and your shit sells. And that's what people don't realize. You put this badge on items and it sells. You get just a regular mug like this. Regular mug. Put the Manchester United badge on it. You can sell it for more money. Right? Because it has the Manchester United badge on it. And that's all items. People just think of shirts. I'm talking caps. I'm talking beanies. I'm talking snapbacks. I'm talking bucket hats. I'm talking just regular jackets, hoodies.
We've seen your superstore. We know.
Socks. I'm talking pens, calendars,
well,
notebooks.
we know. Yeah,
it's because people don't like we legit. If you type in Manchester United merchandise, we sell everything.
We know
with a man, keychains, pens, pencils, notebook, backpack, everything.
We got it.
Because people don't understand that we are a motherfucking juggernaut when it comes to this. When it comes to branding. Forget success. We are people don't know Vega.
Your souvenir shop. Yes, it's beautiful.
With souvenirs. You can get anything with any item of clothing you are wearing right now, people. You can get with a Manchester United badge on it. Anything.
Right.
That's why. And because it sells well, this badge is so magical that people think Bruno's a fantastic player. It's merely because he wears the Manchester United shirt. Because if he put in these piss poor performances for anybody else, there would be zero conversation surrounding it. But because he's moderately successful in terms of G&A and he wears this badge on the front of the shirt, people have said Ballon d'Or winning, world class, best chance creator in Europe, and all this crap. If he's at City, that don't happen. There's City players who are twice the player Bruno is, who we don't show half the respect. David Silva is quadruple the player Bruno is. And we don't show David Silva that type of respect deserved. But because Bruno wears this badge, that's the difference. Bruno is is not in the same universe of a David Silva. But go check how David Silva spoken about and how Bruno spoke about. And I use City as an example to show I'm not being biased. That's the ups right there. Twice he's quadrupled the player. What are we doing out here? People forget, man. Put some respect. We not City. We're not City, Liverpool. Any club in this country is not in our ballpark when it comes to branding.
Okay, so these players. What
are we doing out here, man? To beans and toast. You could probably get Manchester United toilet paper. But if you Google it, it will pop up. Probably get it.
Are you concerned? Are you concerned that these players aren't coming to your club for footballing decisions? Like, does that ever weigh in? Like,
no.
But you guys haven't looked to be able to get rid.
Carry on. No, yeah. C24. No one said Bruno's the same as David Silva. I was just making a point at the way they're spoken about, saying about the power of the Manchester United badge. That people will talk. If you blank the name Bruno and seeing how people speak about him,
Bernardo Silva, not David Silva.
David Silva. No, I said David Silva.
Oh, you
I rate David Silva highly. I said David. I've said this. I think David Silva is the best 10 that's ever been in the Premier League.
Yeah,
I rate David Silva extremely highly. But my point is, I'm making people talk about Bruno like he's David Silva level.
I hear it.
All because if Bruno was at your club, him and David Silva is not a conversation.
You've got great pundits out there, former United. Like,
you're gonna ask. I just wanted to get to that. The
system's huge. No, so my question was like, is there ever the concern that players are making more of a business decision coming to United than they are from a trophy winning standpoint? Like, my best chance at winning a trophy, my best chance at playing my best football, my best chance at, like my football progression, my football legacy. Do you ever look at some of these signings and you're like, they're coming to us because of the club, not because they're going to be playing their best football? Have you ever had that thought?
No, the reason why is because if I rate you as a player, Cunha's balling out wherever.
Okay.
To my knowledge. Same way I didn't look at like Mount coming here. Let's say Mount is I'm here to be to the Mount's rubbish. Regardless of what, that's an afterthought to me. What do I think of you as a player, number 1 and 2? Are you performing?
Okay.
So that's where I'm at with it. And Bremo to me is going to, but I wanted him at the football. Whatever reason you're here for, couldn't care less, perform.
Okay.
Same way we've had legends of our football club who grew up supporting the ups. To mine, I think Ollie's a Liverpool fan. Grew up a Liverpool fan. For those that don't know Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Did you perform for Manchester United? Yes. Yeah. All I care about is the performance from the players on the pitch. Are you performing? That's it. Because we've had players. The problem is we had academy players who love the club who are shocking. But they love the club. They're here for the right reason.
All right. So hold on. This whole.
And I started your last comment as well.
This whole you want Bruno out didn't happen. What's the latest with Luke Shaw? Is Luke Shaw on his way out?
He's been linked with a move away. He has been linked with a move away. I want him gone by them. Let me just clarify that. We was talking about Bruno today because the news broke today.
Yeah.
Well, I want them all gone. Like Højlund's been linked with a move away. Gone.
Inter. I heard Inter.
Yeah, Inter Milan are interested in him. Unfortunately, it's a loan. Get him gone. Garnacho, cool. Get him gone. Rashford the same. Anthony the same. Sancho the same. Onana the same.
You don't. Wait, hold on. You don't want Anthony back. Why would you want Anthony?
To play where, Vale?
Is that can't he play a wing back role? Could he not?
I'm cool on that.
No? Okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
Just get him gone. He's cooked at best.
Okay.
Go do your thing, man.
All right.
Get him gone. That's where I'm at. Sure, the same. It's not just to get rid of Bruno. We just got rid of Bruno.
No, I know that.
It would have been a great start, and it's a statement of intent, and it lets all the players go, hey, we are no longer safe here.
All right.
Hey, you know what he's doing, man. Beans and Toast says, I have to say you're very good at what you do because you get on my damn nerves. And you also said as well That's hilarious. That's the most vague comment to Vega that I've ever seen. And you also asked Beans and Toast about having a Liverpool rep because you got a lot of vim for Liverpool. I'm doing the crossover with Beijing Reds TV. So it'll be Man Them United, Man Them City, Beijing Reds TV. We did one previously, and we'll do another one over the summer. Maybe a couple of
What? So Beans and Toast rep. Who's he repping?
Liverpool fam.
So what Beans? What did I say that got on your nerves?
What did I do? What did I say?
No,
you just started this club for like 2 hours and 45 minutes. I have you given opportunity.
My bad, Beans. My bad.
Man, yo. I'm with it for Liverpool.
I didn't even talk about Trent. I didn't talk about Trent.
Yeah, we didn't talk about Trent. That's me and you with the red and blue bandana, man. You know what I'm saying? Damn, no. That's why when you be slandering them, like, all right, this is good. I be taking notes. Oh shit! All right, cool. And what's this? United last season combined payroll across the test was first in the league with 193 million and reduced it by 20 million this year. Exactly. You had too many staff. You were like, why? We don't need that many staff. 100. How come we had double and some treble the amount of staff of other clubs? We don't need that many staff. What the hell is it? What was it? What was it? Was it a body? What was it? A body?
Body language consultant. Body language consultant.
Get the fuck, man. What are we doing out here, man? Does City have a body language consultant?
I don't know.
So,
I'm sure.
Hey, hold that, man, because you be taking shots all the time. Can hold that, man. Hold that. You still the OG. You can hold that. No, it's a respectful hold that to you. I'm respectful. It's not like saying it to other people. You get the respectful hold that. You and Barnes. You the OGs. I'm saying Asian, so it's respect. It's a respectful hold that.
That's hilarious.
That's the players. I stand corrected. Oh, thank you. Just so it was. So it was United. So United. So 193 million. Okay, damn. Yeah, we've cleared the way. We won't be spoken about. We've cleared 335k already this summer. People don't talk about it though. We won't only talk how much is Cunha on. 335k we cleared already. So if we pay Cunha, say it's 150, and then we pay Embuemo 150, we're still there. We're still in the plus 35k, but people won't talk about that. You know why? Because it don't fit the narrative. 300. Let me repeat that. 335k. Because if all them man signed new deals, you guarantee it would have been a hot topic.
All right. I mean, you.
At what?
I mean, clearing the books, reducing costs. It's good. It's good.
Just getting rid of these players. We just need to carry on.
I mean, you're letting a lot of community people go, but I get it. I mean, if they're
talking about the stuff.
No. But I mean, all of it. You got to do what you got to do. You got to because again, you kind of like you clean house, and then you rehire with the right appointments and the right model and all that kind of stuff. I get all that. It's gonna be a great. I'm taking my notes now, Flawless. I know you're doing the prep on the upcoming show, but I'm taking my notes now. With regards to signings and where we might want to do the whole predictions thing before the window closes or before the season starts. If I'm not going to hold you to this, no spoilers or anything like that. But what you're seeing right now, you seeing yourself double digits in terms of the standings, or you think you're going to be in single digits as it looks right now?
Solely depends on the transfer window.
Do you think you need more incomings?
Absolutely. Or incomings and outgoings, both. We don't get both. We've had don't get me wrong, very good start in regards to incomings. Cunha, fantastic. And Bremo, they get it done, which I think they will. Fantastic. Great start.
And is that currently, is that not enough? Where would you say that moves the needle? We're maybe 3-4 spots?
Lacking everywhere. We're better with those two because those two are going to get you, combined, they get you 30 goals. So that's already an improvement.
Ooh.
They're two players I guarantee.
I like when you talk goals. That's fun. When you talk
get
goals.
us double figures because before them two, there's no one in that side that I say hand on heart gets us double figures playing 38 league games. Those two do. So 30 goals between those two, yes. But we still need so much more. Goalkeeper, major problem. Major problem. Central midfield, major problem. Striker, major problem. That's my spine.
do you need more outgoings before you get incomings, or do you think?
Now reports are saying that we usually be doing both, but reports are saying that Bremo deal's not dependent on sales.
Yeah. I'm already looking at those two as locked.
Yeah,
Like that's
well, yeah, we do. But yeah, we're gonna need. I presume so. Yes,
okay.
we need
Right.
outgoings
All
to get incomings, but it's not solely. It's not like sell a player for 50 mil, bring in a player for 50 mil. I don't think it's that, but it goes.
There's a chance. There's a chance of you saying United are back, right? There's a chance of that.
Back to no, I'm not that.
No
back
chance?
to what? But we'll be back to the future.
When was the last time you said United are back? When was the last time?
Never said. Probably when we signed Mourinho, and this is before I was content creating. Because Mourinho was that's one of my favorite, as you know, we spoke about one of my favorite managers. I didn't understand he was cooked. I didn't want to accept it. Like seeing your favorite fighter who should be retired, you still believe he's him.
That's like 12 years ago. No, what am I saying? That was 2016?
Yeah, 2016, around that time, yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, probably Mourinho was the last time I thought, yo,
okay. All right.
Well, yeah, back in regards to what, like winning, like
no. You kind of answered it. Like, no, there's no back. Like,
yeah, to me, back is titles.
Yeah. Who are you kind of like when you're looking over your shoulder, checking the rearview mirror? What clubs do you think you're kind of like
looking at the club in the mirror? Us.
Stop it! No, I know you're looking. Who else? Who do you think?
We looking well.
Stop giving me the political answer.
Mr. Gubernatorial nigga talking about the political answer, yo. The irony, Rashad Tate over there from Power. You telling me about gubernatorial? I'm not looking at anyone. Who am I looking? Aim high, no. I'm not looking at. Hey, we finished 15th. The team in 14th. We need to be no.
All right. Who might you be bumping into? Shoulder, like who might be around you? Do you think?
How does everyone look? Because if we keep buying within the Premier League and other teams keep buying in within the Premier League, teams are going to be significantly weaker. Bournemouth have lost Holson. Kirkes could be going Liverpool, and Zabani could be going to PSG. That's 3 of their back 4.
Okay.
So Bournemouth could be significantly.
I like that. Okay.
We've talked Wolves. We've talked Wolves' best player. Wolves are significantly weaker. And Bremo, one of Brentford's better players, they could also lose Thomas
we
Frank,
might be taking one of Wolves' players. Yeah.
You could take 8 Nori. Yeah. So let's say 8 Nori and Cunha are both. Well, Cunha's gone. Add in 8 Nori are both gone.
But see, you're but yeah, and this is the
Thomas Frank could leave Brentford, for instance.
We're talking exactly. We're talking about it like Crystal Palace. We're talking about Brentford. We're talking about this is what I was trying to get at. Like who? Because again, let's be fair. You're not. You don't have any sights on Arsenal. You don't have any sights on Chelsea. Or
forget top. Forget the top 6. Forget the top 6. Ain't looking at any. Forget
Brighton.
The top 6.
Might you be looking at Brighton?
What happens with Brighton? Do we get Belieber?
All right. I see. Listen, we got lots to talk about in this.
We've been linked to Aston Pinion. Does Aston Pinion? Do you lot go and pick up? Does João Pedro leave? Does Ayari leave? Like we know what happens at Brighton.
I got you.
How does their team get picked apart? Is then I'll go, all right, cool. Obviously, I'll be able to answer this much more clear once everybody's set.
Yeah.
Because now it's up in the air. Who knows? Because if you would have told me 2 weeks ago, hey, you're gonna get Mbeumo and Cunha, I'd have told you no chance. I would have told you I'll give you my channel if that happens. That's what I would have said to you. Someone would have said that to me. I said,
you gotta have more faith, Wallace. You gotta have more faith. This is what's happening here. I like that.
Faith, but then there's things that seem nigh on impossible. Nobody expected that.
Ineos did the impossible. I'm not putting words in your mouth.
With those two, they did.
Yeah,
that's phenomenal. They're 2 phenomenal deals.
This is what I'm getting at.
But then you've also had monumental fuck ups.
Yeah, but
that's where the problem lies.
Yeah, but they're fixing up.
It's like it's like 1 step forward, 2 steps back. That's the problem.
No, it's 1 step back, 2 steps forward.
It's not. Keeping Bruno is the whole, not even a step back. That's the whole fucking staircase.
The window's not closed. The window's not closed. We'll see what else happens. Maybe.
Yeah, but I know Bruno gonna be in my central midfield. That's a problem right there.
Maybe Bruno doesn't go Saudi, but maybe Bruno goes I don't know. Maybe he goes La Liga. Maybe he goes
To the Liga
Serie
to
A.
where?
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't.
Who's giving him the big money?
I don't know.
There's
I
only
don't
two
know.
sides over there.
Or again, maybe what ends up being best is it's a loan. Maybe it ends up being a loan.
Yeah, because the team's gonna come in alone and take them wages on.
He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go to Saudi. So
No,
at the end of
he
the
did. He
day,
thought about it, and the fact that again it was in his hands is disgraceful.
I think the club.
He's not going to La Liga. You got Barcelona and Real Madrid. That's it. We ain't going there. Who's he playing in front of that midfield? Yeah, we got Camavinga now. We're gonna bring in Bruno to play ahead of him.
Atleti. Could he go to Atleti?
Don't spend big. And Simeone ain't taking him.
They've been known to do the loan. They do the loan thing.
I'm talking about the player profile. They're more likely to come
No,
get
that's
Garnacho.
true. That's true.
He likes, you know what I'm saying? His players who are runners, hardworking, industrial, follow instructions to a T. Not Bruno who wants to do what he wants.
I hate to say this, but you guys are bouncing back. You guys are bouncing back. You're bouncing back to be like the way it's looking right now. I think comfortably top 8, top 9, comfortably. This double digit.
Run me that in a trophy. I'm cool.
And why are you being greedy now for a trophy? What's going on here?
We've won. This team, if they do what it's supposed to do,
it's not this team. This is a different team. This is gonna be a different team.
You don't even let me land. This team, if they do what they're supposed to do, you joke, man. See how you tried to cut me off, man? Because he knows this team, if they do what they're supposed to do, will be the best team we've had in a number of years. So therefore, if those teams can win trophies, this team should be able to. This is the best attack we've had in. This is the best attack we've had in Yonks. Just of Tonyo and Bremo alone, this is the best attack we've had in Yonks.
One thing at a time. You had a very good attack with Cavani, Rashford, Martial.
Yeah, and what year was that?
That wasn't too long ago.
It was like 4 or 5 years ago.
It's not a long time.
Half a decade is a long time. Ask an Arsenal fan about half a decade.
Oh, okay. All right. Listen.
That's your boy Arteta about 5 years, mate.
Huh? My boy Arteta.
That's not a long time. That's your boy. You your boy. Wait, Arteta, your boy.
I recognize.
Look at him trying to. Is Arteta your boy?
He can't.
Let me ask you this correctly. Is he your guy?
He was.
Is he your guy?
He was as an assistant while here at Manchester City. He was as an assistant manager. Once you leave, you're no longer my guy. You're no longer
okay. So he's not your guy no more. No.
Once he left, went over to Arsenal.
Is he still your boy though?
I like his potential. I like how he's a sponge for information. I like how he's never the same manager year after year. He's going to have tremendous pressure next season. And we'll talk about that another time. Also, Chelsea, man. Chelsea finishing in Europe, that's a headache. It's a freaking headache because they're involved in every freaking rumored transfer. They got potential of signing everybody. They're interested in everybody. They've inquired about everybody. They're so slutty out in the market. You always got to be like, oh, who's going over there? They've got another City Academy player. You hear about this? Delap. I don't know how you guys didn't get this deal done. I mean, I understand why you didn't get the deal done because again,
because they were a better proposition than us. That's why he went down.
Yeah, and I mean he went to the academy, so hopefully there's some loyalty there. But Chelsea, I don't know how they're able to convince all of these former City Academy players, but from Palmer to Lavia, now you got Delap. Sancho. I think it's a smart business. Prem proven at a club where they're probably going to get another striker that's going to help in that attack. I don't think he's going to be under tremendous pressure. Yeah, man. Chelsea doing it again. Long summer, man. Long summer. I want to remind everybody in the chat. Flawless. He is a master MC. All right. He sees the chat. He sees what's going on. If your comment is worthy enough, if your comment is within flow of the combo, he's either going to mention it himself or he's going to put it on screen. Don't take offense if he doesn't mention it. You just improve, just fix up, know the flow, know what's going on. And then at the same time, for me, I want to have my conversation with Flawless. And I know it's done differently on other channels, on other chats. I'm not reading the chat. No disrespect. I'm not reading the chat because I don't want to interact with you. I'm not reading the chat because I'm responding and interacting with Flawless. So I hope you enjoy that format. I hope you enjoy how that goes out. If there's any one-on-ones down the road that you want to do, you see Flawless will remind you, go over here.
Subscribe to Vega Games TV. Vega,
Bless.
shout out your channel. Let them know what you got coming up rest of the week, the weekend, summer months as well.
Listen, the summer is going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy with me trying to balance the right time. I see that a few of my peeps on the city side, they're stepping their game up with regards to content, which is absolutely amazing. I'm going to do my best to also
you need to make more content. Keep telling you this, man. You too good of a content creator to not make the content you do, to not make more content.
It's how I want to do it is really what's preventing me. And I've been told this often, like, listen, just put it out there. Like, I know there's a way you want to do it. They're like, just put it out there. And I hear that. So I'm gonna find the right time. Right now, for me, how I prioritize, obviously I gotta pay the bills. But when I do have the free moment, it's kid related. I'm dealing with that. But trust me, subscribe, at least subscribe, get the numbers up. You'll get the notification when I do go live. And trust me, this ain't no boosting, this ain't gassing. I look and talk about the sport differently. Yes, I'm North American. I'm out here in Canada. I'm out here in Toronto specifically. When I do speak on things, it is going to be from a different perspective. I hope you enjoy what I have to say. If you happen to be an op,
cool, dislike, gain the algorithm.
Doesn't matter. Be in the comments. Say I'm talking trash. Yo, Beans and Toast, I'm gonna shout you out specifically on future shows. But yeah, like I said, this summer is gonna be. I did it earlier, and I'm gonna do it again. This summer is gonna be a complete.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vader Games.
So tune in, subscribe, man. Flawless. Thanks for having me on, my guy.
Of course, man. Every single time. Vega Games TV. Links underneath in the description. It's on the featured channel page. One of the mods or one of the regulars, please be kind enough to drop Vega's link in the chat as well. Please subscribe. You see me and Vega arguing consistently. This my bro, man. This family right here, man. His family. It's like we just cousins. We just be arguing at the family functions. That's it.
Got to. Listen.
That's what I'll be on this debate. And it's only right. He's City, I'm United, so of course.
Yeah. You're all the way on the other cross of the pond. You got your whole English. You got your Manc accent. So we gonna battle it out. We gonna battle it out. So it's all blessed. Listen, when I do make my trip over there, because I got a really good friend. He's an Arsenal fan. But grew up together. He grew up out here in Toronto. He's now living over there. Got himself a beautiful family. So I'm gonna make the trip, obviously, to check out my Manchester City. Check out my boy, and no doubt I'm gonna pop through and check out, see what's going on.
Whether it's Manchester or you're in London, anywhere else, once you're in the UK, definitely link up. 100%.
Of course. All right, guys. Bless. Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah, blessings, Vega, every single time. You lot, make sure you subscribe to Vega Games TV. That's why these shows are so long. 3-hour show. Please run up the likes, though. Go subscribe to his channel. Make sure you subscribe here. Also, subscribe to the Clips channel, people. Sarcasm City TV Clips, because we're going to redirect to a premiere over there, people, as well. Ironically, it's Bajan Barnes talking about Pep Linders. So it's linked into this show as well, people. So I'm literally going to set that up right now as we speak. But you lot, final few questions. What time am I saying this for? Literally doing this right now. Get over to the Clips channel. Sarcasm City TV Clips. Make sure you follow at Sarcasm City. Follow the Clips channel socials as well. It's at Sarcasm City TV Clips on Instagram, SCTV Clips on Twitter, people. So that's SCTV Clips on Twitter/X and Sarcasm City TV Clips on Instagram, Sarcasm City TV Clips on YouTube. You can see my socials on there as well. My personal socials, that's me, Flawless. And also as well, at Sarcasm City TV across all socials. Anyone want to contact me, the email's there as well. You see it in my bios. Anyone wants to contact me, I get that people contact like, oh, how do I get you on the show? I got this idea. They'll just hit my email, people. Hit my email. And then we can talk and work and all of that good stuff as well, right? Is this schedule correct? Right, that is schedule. Let me set that up. Got to do everything off this laptop because the other laptop is on some foolishness. Is Bremo looking 250K a week per reported? No, that's just people making stuff up. Hey, Solomon. Nobody knows. No one knows about him asking for 250K a week. No one knows. Or should I say, very few people know. That's what I'll say. Very, 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 very few people know. So I don't think he's asking. How much is he on at Bournemouth? I don't think he's asking for 250K personally. That's just me. But yeah, I don't even worry about all that. That's them lot to sort out. We got players to clear out. We just cleared. What's going on here? We just cleared 335K off the wage bill. So I ain't worried about. I'm not worried at all about money, because I think we'll clear more than we bring in. We'll be in the positive when it comes to wages. I guarantee that. Even if we sign 5-6 players with the amount of players we sell. Saying that right now, people. Telling you like that right now. Literally just trying to set up this redirect as we speak as well. How's it not matching? What is going on? Why is this redirect not working? What is in the world? See where you have these having issues, people. Let me try to set this up again. This thing wants to play. Oh, wait. Hold up. I need to set that. It worked now. Ah, there we go. Should have worked now. And click the right button. But yeah, run up the likes. Hit the subscribe button. Are you worried about how they deal about outgoings outside the obvious ones? Yeah. I am. Yeah. I don't trust the yeah. I am. This Bruno thing is really just like fuckers. And yeah, we still gotta go discuss the contract and people saying he's asking for 250. It's like the Cunha walking thing. It's like, all right. Flawless. Chelsea only scored 20 more goals than us and we were awful. I think Cunha and Bremo alone drastically improve us and move us up the table. I think they improve us because our attack is in the pits of hell. What did our attack score? Adding Bruno. Between Bruno, Højlund, Garnacho, Mount, Xerxes. Am I missing anyone? Just so basically the strikers and the 10s. If you want to throw Bruno in there, cool. What did they get combined? Yeah, Damien, we missed the boat with that. We fucked up. We fucked up not selling him. We really, really did. Proper messed up. Like absolute idiots. Like absolute fools. Can't believe we did it. Fucking joke. Absolute joke. Simple. Such a simple move to make. And we messed it. And we messed it up. So bloody simple, man. Absolute joke thing. We changed the time on this. Right. I'll give you lot like 10 minutes to ask me whatever you lot want to ask me. You lot got 10 minutes. Let me know. We lot got 10 minutes. No, it's 10 minutes quickly. It's Tuesday today. Yeah, solo Q&A is Thursday though as well. Selling him would have fully kickstarted your rebuild. Agreed. It's just a statement of intent to everyone as well, which would have been great. Would have been. Yeah, man. Nephew, we did a whole WWE show. I'm a talker, they are a talker. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, they are a G. Go subscribe as well. Like A. Solomon has been kind enough. Appreciate you, A. Solomon, to put his link in the chat as well. Big up to Sai also for his super chat earlier, even though it didn't make no sense. I think he's been drinking. And don't forget, shout out to all the members in the chat as well, man. Link for the membership is in the pinned comment. And then we back here today, late, like 11 p.m. Wait, is that 11 p.m.? Yeah, 11:30 p.m. I'll say. 11:30 p.m. There'll be a sports Q&A. So myself, the rest of the gang will be there, like Jez and everything else like that. And then Courtside Commentary Podcast is back, actually. Courtside Commentary Podcast is back. NBA Finals preview, people. 1 a.m. UK time. So that's right here on the YouTube. Courtside Commentary Podcast is back. And then we'll be doing the games on the playback as well. I'm actually kicking ball just, so I'm not even about. I didn't even know Germany and Portugal was playing Nations League, but if Steve's around, there might be a watch along on the playback for that, people. But make sure you go follow the playback as well, Sarcasm City TV. Make sure you do that. All right, you lot, found a few questions, man. Found a few questions where you lot telling me. What are you lot telling me? What's going on? I'm just checking the schedule here on playback to see what's on. But yeah, Thursday night as well is the first game, 1:30 a.m. Pacers Thunder, Game 1, NBA Finals. It's gonna be a goodie. It's gonna be a goodie. Yeah, go get Mattel. Definitely. Center forward and central midfield preferences. Central midfield preferences, I want Belieber. Big fan of Belieber, but that profile's fine. And then I want a controller. I want not Vitina, but Vitina type. Not Tillemans, but somebody like that. Not De Jong, but somebody like that. Who that is, I don't know. There's no one I look at in the Premier League personally myself that I go, yeah, him. So a powerhouse like a Belieber, get through the defensive work, super athletic, powerful, all that good stuff. And then a controller, someone with short range, long range passing who's also press resistant as well. Those two things. And then center forward preferences, Osherman's top of my list. I own Osherman. But I'm happy with Elliot's 4 before the lap went. I'm happy with any of the 3 options. So if we get to get Osherman, cool. We were to get Gyökeres, cool. We were to get Mateta, cool. But it's in that order for me. Osherman, Gyökeres, Mateta. But I'm cool with any of those 3. You go get Mateta. I go. I think Cunha and Bremo have set that up for the next striker. Whereas you can, if you're a half decent striker, you'll be okay. You just have to just be average. You're just an average striker. I think with those 2 playing as 210s, you're cool. You'll get goals. You'll play well at points. You'll get chances, etc. That's what I'd say. Here we go. So yeah, Bruno, Garnacho, Rasmus, and Xerxes scored 21 goals combined. I knew it was something like 21 between 1, 2, 3, 4 of them. It's like, come on, man. Adding Mount, I don't even know if he scored in the Premier League. Is anyone missing on that list? I just think so. Yeah, vast improvement. Vast improvement. And yes, any of the strikers I mentioned to big up to Sham are light years ahead. Light years ahead. All right, let me schedule this for 3:25. Give me a second. So yeah, people, we're gonna head over, like I said, Premiere over on the. One second. So is that done? Premiere over on the Clips channel is the title is I turned full villain against him. Beijing Pops talks about Pep Linders to Manchester City. So we're gonna premiere that 12-minute video. I haven't given up on Elise either. If we can get Champions League consistently, he would join us if he ever comes back to. I don't think he's joining us, man. Yeah, I don't think he's staying over there, man. You ain't coming to us. Why? I don't see that happening. I think he's blessed over there. I'd stay there. You probably gonna win the Bundesliga. You're gonna be in for the Pokal Cup, and you're gonna be in the last stages of the Champions League, depending on what they do business wise. Because they did try and sign, they tried to sign Wirtz, but obviously that fell through. That did. Yeah, Pops. Barnes is the clip from the last show we did. Make sure you lot subscribe to Beijing Reds TV. The link's underneath in the description. The link's in the title on the Clips channel as well, over there on the page. But all right, this is that. We're going to I'll let you lot see what it's actually like. 1 second. Give us Sarcasm City TV clip. So it's going to redirect you straight over there as well. So this is the video, people. Look at this. This is it. So head over there, people. Head over there. Sarcasm City TV clips. Shout out Barnes, shout out Pops. All right. Closing out. Big up. Oh, did I say you? My bad, Pops. Barnes, sorry. Barnes. Beijing Barnes. My bad. It was Barnes. Pops is on the video, though. Beijing Pops is on the video. But yes, I'm going to get some rest. Love to everyone that has locked in. And this has been the Manchester City podcast. Mandem United pod meets the Mandem City pod live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Again, salute to you lot for all supporting. Appreciate you. Big up. See you on the premiere for the Clips channel.